get nasty on a Wednesday. It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow. You can't stop these Cardinals.
This is how we're starting this, huh? Really?
You can only hope to contain them. All right, boys.
Yeah.
These Cardinals are red hot.
Winning is winning, Anthony.
3 straight wins for our Cardinals. Offense has absolutely come alive.
Wow.
Sonny Gray working out of his jams. 9 Ks last night.
Spectacular.
JoJo Romero loading them up constantly. Still got him out.
He just
still got it done.
He just wanted the challenge, Anthony.
3 straight, boys.
That's a beautiful
I'm not feeling the energy from you guys at this point.
Well, we're letting you have your moment.
Yeah.
You know, Carey's back. Carey's been away, so... You know, Carey's probably angry you've got his glasses on.
No. You enjoy. I was out of town for that 3-game win streak. So
yes, you were. They lose tonight. You're gonna have to get back out of town.
Yeah, they're gonna be blaming me. So I'm just kind of nervous to see how they play today.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, don't be nervous.
I carry all that power, right?
Yes, you do.
Me being here. And them not playing well, it's clearly a sign that it's me.
You've got a lot of power, but not as much power as Alec Burleson.
Who had Burley yesterday?
Marsh.
I knew one of us did. I mean, I knew it wasn't me, but I forgot it. I thought maybe we gave it to Carey.
I wish you would have.
Yeah.
My guy.
Y'all did. You all picked very well for me, though. Do appreciate it.
I think you got a clean sweep and everything.
Yeah. Good
Can I
job.
borrow those real quick?
Absolutely you can.
my
Yeah, you
goodness.
feeling it?
Now we're sharing the glasses?
No, he's feeling it. I don't know what your problem is today. Yes.
I don't know about you guys, but I know how to read, and I can read 2.5 games back of a wild card. Your St. Louis Cardinals
That's right,
right now, baby.
Wow.
2.5. That's
We're
not a
on
lot of
wild card
games.
Watch, are we? Okay.
Here we go.
Matt Carpenter wasn't even in the lineup.
Not even in
last
the
night,
lineup.
and they still won.
Oh, man. What the hell did I miss?
Dude, you missed a lot.
Missed 3 straight wins.
You know who's missing? The Angels are missing. They're missing their bats, right?
They're missing bunts.
They
They're
can't
missing
do anything
plays.
right. The Cardinals can.
And defense and base running and bunting. That's what the Angels are missing.
True. Doesn't matter.
I'm okay. I haven't
guy.
watched enough.
This guy
put 'em on.
would have ran through a brick wall to make sure those things didn't break.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't wanna
Literally
put 'em
last
on.
week, and now he doesn't want to put them on.
I just,
Well,
you know,
exchanged them
fellas,
for Memphis Redbird glasses.
I did. Those were the Redbirds, the other Redbirds, the Cardinals.
Well, now you have an opportunity to watch the Cardinals.
Well, sweep today. You get a sweep today, and I'll be back on board, fellas.
I don't understand why you're not on board right now.
I'm just not.
It's 3 in a row, Carey.
It is. Well, we're here. Hell, you can wear them.
No, I'm good.
No, you sound like.
Look, I got my T-shirt
No,
on.
no, you sound like you
No,
you
no,
sound
no,
like
no.
you need them. No? There you go.
There we go.
Yeah.
This might be a first. Oh.
Nice.
Yes.
So the way I look at it is the Cardinals facing massive adversity. Their president of baseball operations going to fly out to Anaheim. They got a day off on Thursday. Ali Marmol, John Mozeliak on the hot seat. And the boys have gotten their back.
Yes.
They've put in their game together. They've come out with 3 straight wins. I mean, that offense, as bad as it's been, and I mean it has been bad this year. Now they're learning how to take walks. They're leaning into pitches. They're getting hit by pitches.
They're learning how to fly.
They're capitalizing on the other team's errors when they're overthrowing the catcher and throwing it the wrong way. This is Cardinals baseball. Small ball at its best.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
It's about the best I've got.
Carey.
Carey.
I didn't have to twist my arm too much. I've been waiting to put these back on.
Yes.
How amazing is that for our Redbirds? We are playing well. As you said, 2 games back in the wild card. Who would have thunk that earlier this year? We are right there, fellas. Just a few more wins. This lowly Anaheim Angels. Anaheim. I call them Anaheim. That's who they're playing like Angels in the outfield. Who cares? They're not good. We are.
They played well, didn't they?
Well, those guys, not these guys. We're doing what we came to do. Matt Carpenter has awakened. The bats have woke up, and they are,
Yeah, they're rolling.
Yeah, exciting stuff here.
Offense is back.
We're back in the mix.
Yeah.
boys. Is it?
Absolutely.
I think.
You look at the last 3 games. Judging by the last 3 games, you tell me the offense isn't back.
Well, which part, Anthony? Because, I know that there's runs on the board, but I'd like
lineup.
to know.
Talking about the lineup.
I'd like to know what kind of runs.
Talking about the offense. Talking about scoring runs.
Scoring runs is all that matters. They don't ask how. They ask how many.
We're talking about productive.
They don't ask
Hey,
how many.
Well, it all depends because when you play, I don't know, the Red Sox and those guys coming up,
That's
you're not going to be able to just score runs by the other team making errors the whole time.
you never know.
Jamie, you have to live in the present.
I am,
And right
Carey.
now, the present is
Have
3
you
games
seen,
in a row.
Have you seen this crap team we're playing right now?
Nope.
My
I was out of
goodness.
town. Didn't
But
get to
Anthony,
watch.
on the flip
They
side, of
dropped
it,
2 or 3 from the White Sox. The opponent has not mattered.
that's a good point. It's a really good point. But they've won 3 in a row. And that's good. We'll take it.
Darn right we will.
Yeah.
Jack in the Snake Pit says the offense definitely is not back.
I'd like to see Jack with a little better attitude on a Wednesday. You know?
Of course it's not back. It's in L.A. right
that's
now.
right.
They'll be
They
back
don't
this
get back
weekend
until
after
Friday
this
night.
week.
There you
Yeah,
go.
you got the Beer Friday going on
Yeah.
against Boston. The
that's right,
first
the,
official Beer Friday night.
So
for the
how does that
Cardinals.
work again? You get your first beer free?
Yeah, it's on the house.
Really?
We don't know.
No, it is. I got the
that what they
script
do?
right here.
I was like,
Look,
Anthony, don't go see
First
it.
Beer Friday tickets start at just $15 and will include your first cold beer on the house.
It's a great deal. What if I buy like 10 tickets? Then what?
Why would you buy 10 tickets?
Because I want 10 beers, Carey.
Which is cheaper?
I'm sure there's rules and restrictions.
That was a good business decision.
All right, so how much stock you guys putting into the three wins? 2 against the Angels. I'm putting a lot of stock into it.
No, you're not.
Was the Milwaukee Brewers game not a getaway game for them? Those guys? There was a last
Yeah,
game
the
of the
Cardinals
series?
got away with a win.
Okay. It wasn't a getaway day for the Brewers. The Brew Crew, they were like, yeah, we're kicking these guys, but no need to.
Hey, the Brewers
The Brewers were
swept
tired
us
of winning
before.
at that point.
They were tired of winning. Yeah. That's a 3-game series, though, if I'm not mistaken.
Those are dramatic.
The first one?
Oh, the
first one.
The last
The first one was a 3-game. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The first one was 3. They won 3. They were like, we don't need to win the 4th one.
So you guys not putting much stock into this?
I don't know. Let's see what they do tonight. Can they finish the series? You know, I tell people all the time, you win and you play well, and your reward is you get to go do it again. Nobody cares. So keep
Carey's
doing
right. It is how you finish it, man.
it. Yeah. Definitely. You got to finish.
I do think for the people
We're starting
that
something.
are wanting change sometime soon, I don't think it's coming. I mentioned it earlier.
They're so pissed off right now.
They have to be. You're 2.5 out of a wild card spot. Like they're not gonna make a change. You just won 3 games in a row.
Can we talk about that though? Like, seriously, how many teams are there with them in said wild card?
Doesn't matter. You're in the
kinda
conversation.
does.
You're in the conversation.
I don't know. I really
think
don't get.
everybody in the National League is still in the conversation, except for maybe the Marlins.
I don't believe you guys. All we've done is complain, and they get on a winning streak,
I'm
and
not
now you guys are
complaining.
like, meh.
You know what? Let me stop. Because again, if they don't win tonight, I was out of town Sunday. Well, actually, I was leaving town, and then I was out of town the last couple of days. So, wasn't here. 3-game winning streak. Go Cards.
That doesn't feel authentic.
No,
I'm
it
not
doesn't.
gonna
No,
lie.
You want me to try it
Carey,
again? I can try it again.
I'm happy you're back, but that didn't sound like
Go Cards.
There we go. That was a little better.
a little forced.
but it was better.
believable.
Yeah, it was definitely more
I'm
believable.
trying it out.
Yeah.
By the end of the show,
I'm sure.
it'll be believable.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, good. All right, I feel good about this.
You know,
Griffin Caning on the mound tonight. He's not very good. Same Angels defense and bullpen. Same guys hitting pretty much in the lineup, and they got Willie Calhoun hitting cleanup, I think, for him. So it's just it's a perfect opportunity to break out the brooms and then come home, beat Tyler O'Neill's ass, and keep this thing going.
Does he get a standing ovation? I mean, that's what we're known
of course.
for.
Yes.
You don't think he gets booed?
No, I don't think he gets booed.
You
No.
think it's
They didn't even boo people that they really didn't even like. They still
Yeah.
gave him standing
Well,
ovations.
Everybody gets a standing
well, they
ovation.
didn't
Stadium when you
dislike
come back.
them.
BFIB.
They don't like Tyler O'Neill.
Oh, I think
They protected him a lot against Ollie.
All right.
Oh, yeah. Which, by the way, our discussion yesterday Skip Schumacher, Ollie, you know how that kind of blew
Yeah.
up. Then I'm listening to Ron Washington literally like tear apart a guy for missing a sacrifice bunt. And everybody kind of just, they called it out. No, but they kind of kept the feet moving because, well, that's Ron Washington. He's been in the game
He's done this twice now this season.
He's been in the game for 40 years. It's okay.
I love it.
Yeah.
Ollie does it once, like, I can't believe
I
he
can't
called
believe
out
the
player.
shame that Ollie should have right
Who does
now.
that?
The guilt should be immense when he goes home and thinks about this. Yeah, that was like everybody's take nationally, not just here,
Not here.
locally.
Not this guy.
Not here.
Well, not in this
Not me.
show.
Not me.
Yeah.
Not in this show, but
Not today. Not tonight.
there's a lot of fans that were just disgusted by that. And yeah, Ron Washington said, "Don't blame me." Literally said, "Don't blame me."
Says that guy
Blame
can't.
these
told him what to
pile
do.
of crap.
I told him what to do. He didn't do it.
I started laughing so hard when I heard that. I was like, look at him. Old Ron Washington.
Beautiful.
He's like, hey, don't blame me.
Man, you all are looking at me like I'm crazy.
Yeah.
He had a job. He didn't do it. Here you one from me.
It
Yep.
was a terrible bunt attempt. He was afraid of the ball, first of all. You could see his body language backing off the plate. Then he tried to reach, and it was too far to reach. Like, you got to square up for that thing, Anthony. If you take it in the giblets, so
Right,
be it.
so be it.
But,
Yeah.
like, come on, bro.
Yeah, Guillerme, not his
No.
finest at bat.
They called the bunt, and in his head, he went, oh, no.
Oh boy, I don't remember how to bunt. I don't know if I ever have.
It looked like he was trying to bunt with a broomstick.
Yeah. All right. So the offense starting to pick up, but Marsh, even though he wore the glasses, he wants to talk about the starting rotation now being an issue. I'm gonna fight back on that. It's only 3 games. It's only 3 games, Marsh. Okay.
Who we got on
It's
the
a
bump
small
tonight?
sample size now.
Is
Lance
it-
Lynn,
oh, boy.
the Lininator.
Oh, okay.
So we'll talk about the starting rotation next on 101 ESPN.
St. Louis, selling your home is a big deal, and now is definitely not the time to sell your home with just any average agent. You have heard me talk about this several times. That is why you must choose Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty, and here's why. Gloria Lou, she's already has the buyers, and in this market, homes are sitting on the market longer, and you need buyers for that reason. Well, Gloria Lou has thousands of ready buyers in her exclusive database. These buyers create that higher demand, maybe multiple offers, more money for you at the end of it all. And Gloria Lou has options for you, from instant cash offers where you choose the close date to guaranteed sales where Gloria will sell your home at your agreed upon price, or she'll buy it herself, and she guarantees all of that in handwriting. So please give Gloria Lou a call today, especially if you're looking to sell your home quickly. Tell her Jamie Rivers sent you in. That number's 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888. Or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Remember that conditions do apply. Gloria and the seller must agree upon the price and possession date.
is the Fast Lane on 101 at ESPN. So while the offense is coming alive for the Cardinals, unfortunately, the starting pitching hasn't been as solid as it has been. With Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers and Anthony Stalter, it's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. So Sonny Gray, he won, but he gave up 5 runs, 6 innings. He had a 0.89 ERA after 5 starts, but he's given up 11 runs in his last 2 outings. It was a big moment getting off the stat sheet for Ollie Marmol and Sonny Gray last night, that in the 6th inning when Sonny Gray got back into a jam and he'd walk the 9th hitter and he's facing the leadoff hitter where he had two hits for Sonny Gray to look over, and instead of Ollie Marmol coming out of the dugout, it was Dusty Blake. So the Cardinals stuck with Sonny Gray. He rewarded them by getting his 9th strikeout, got out of the jam, and wound up again picking up a win. But that's back-to-back outings now for Sonny Gray that haven't been great. And the rest of the starting rotation, if you look at Matthew Liberatore, who's currently in the rotation because of Steven Matz. Yeah, the last time through the rotation for everybody outside of, I think, Kyle Gibson hasn't been good. But baseball's streaky. You're gonna get in these moments here. Are you guys overly concerned about the starting rotation right now?
Not right now, because it doesn't matter how you're scoring runs, you're getting runs. But, man, it would sure concern me if you're back to ice-cold bats like you were not too long ago. I mean, that's a recipe for disaster. Mm-hmm. Giving up those runs, and meanwhile, you can't put runs on the board. I mean, there's no hope of winning then. So for now, if the offense is going to continue to deliver in any way possible, then I'm not concerned, because Sonny Gray, even though he got himself in some trouble yesterday, he got himself out of some trouble too, and you can still see how good his stuff is.
Yeah.
So as of right now, I'm not concerned, but it surely has to kind of rectify itself here a little bit.
We were kind of talking about this, how well the pitching had been doing to start the season, and the hitters were slow. And then kind of my concern was if the hitters start to pick up and the pitching slows down,
we can't have all
can't
nice
have them at the same time. And I think that's where we are right now. Sonny Gray, again, his first few starts were outstanding. His last couple have been a little bit shaky. So let's see if his next outing, what he looks like, because he was. I mean, I don't know if it's way too early prediction, but he felt like a Cy Young Award candidate his first 3 or 4 starts. Like, he looked really, really good. So him struggling and not playing and not performing well can be a bit of a concern. But as you said, Anthony, to get out of that inning after just walking the 9th batter, it says a lot about him, but it also says a lot about Ollie as well, right? Because you're going to look and see what player can you bring in that moment that is better than that pitcher. Randy Carey used to always talk about, when you're looking in the bullpen, you normally want to bring in a pitcher that's going to be better than the one you got on the mound. Well, if he's the best one at that moment, then why the hell would you even go to the bullpen? Yeah. So they trusted him. He performed well. He got him out of it, and they were able to win the game.
What do you think about this rotation?
All right, so let's look at these numbers, right? How about this? So ERA, Sonny Gray, 3. We'll just start with him, 3.05. He's 41 1/3 innings right now because he was limited early on. As we know, he missed a couple starts, and when he came back, he was held about 75 pitches. I think last night he had 85 plus. So 3.05 ERA, excellent. Now you look at some of the advanced metrics, right? 2.79 FIP. He's actually pitching better than his ERA would indicate. So no issues with Sonny Gray, despite the fact that he's put together some back-to-back questionable starts. Kyle Gibson, 3.65 ERA. His FIP does jump up to 4.4. Not terrible, but maybe some regression a little bit with Kyle Gibson. Overall, though, not a concern. Lance Lynn, 3.79 ERA, 4.27 FIP. He's actually pitched better than Kyle Gibson, based on advanced metrics. Then you get a little shaky. Matthew Liberatore, he's been excellent as a reliever, not so much as a starter. Let's just cast him aside for a second. Steven Matz, 27 2/3 innings, 6.18 ERA, 4.72 FIP. Miles Michaelis is your biggest problem. 6.19 ERA, FIP 4.59. So he's actually pitching better than what his ERA would indicate as well. Yeah. All this is to say that your starting rotation from game 1 through now last night has been very good. And a lot of the advanced metrics would indicate that at worst you're going to be average to slightly above average in that starting rotation based on what we've seen thus far. So to me, not a problem.
And when you're scoring runs, the problem is even smaller.
Absolutely.
But when you're not, we saw what it looked like.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, last year was a great example of the bats were cold for a while there, and your rotation was, less than average, and I'm being generous at that point. And what happened? You got fist pumped because you were unable to compete.
Yeah.
So
my thing is this: if you're going to talk about what the issue is or potential concern is with the starting rotation, it's what do you do with Steven Matz? He received an ejection to clean up the back a little bit, the back tightness. He's going to miss possibly 2 more weeks.
He's making that decision for you.
He is, but now you don't have, do you stick with Matthew Liberatore?
I know what you're saying. The problem is bigger than just Steven Matz.
Correct.
Because you don't have a replacement for Steven Matz. I do, but the Cardinals don't.
Who is your replacement?
Trevor Bauer.
Trevor Bauer.
Oh, man, I forgot about it.
I'm back on I've watched him pitch now. I've seen a bunch of video clips and watched some of the games, like pieces of the games. I know he's not pitching against major league competition, but you can only pitch to what's in front of you.
They're not going to bring him in.
I know they're not. But
not saying,
so hear me out. Let's just back away from that for a second. I will back off of the Trevor Bauer thing, but find me another guy that you can go get immediately for next to nothing that could provide that for you.
You probably won't.
Exactly. So then what do you do if you're the Cardinals? Steven Matz is injured. Liberatore can't do it. Thompson can't do it. Not Brad. We know he could do it. But Zach Thompson, he can't do it. So you're in a pickle now. Last year fans were clamoring to go get Mad Bum. Oh, get Mad Bum. Give him a chance. You get him for nothing. Give him a chance.
Right. And he's been terrible.
But he's terrible. So the Cardinals are screwed. The only thing they can really do is try one of the young guys to bring him up. I mean, you have that in-house. You're not going to be able to go get another pitcher of value. Nobody's just giving those guys away at this time of the year.
Right.
So it's a really tough spot for the Cardinals right now.
Yeah, it is. They either stick with Matthew. Here's the options. They either stick with Matthew Liberatore for 2 more starts and then evaluate him. And if he's shaky, you move him back to the pen where he has had success, and then go back to Steven Matz. Or you bring up Sem Robusta and try to get, try to see if you've got something with him. And if you do, then Liberatore goes back to the pen. You take your time with Matz, and if Robusta continues to pitch well, you leave Matz in the bullpen.
Can you have, like, if you called up somebody, could you go, like, using both of them as your 5th-day starter? Like they're piggybacking every 5 days?
Sure.
Because right now, Liberatore doesn't look like he can give you more than 3 innings successfully. Even that's been a struggle at times. And meanwhile, if you brought up Roberts, is that how you say his name?
Robusta.
We'll ask him when he gets here.
Sam Robusta.
Well, when we bring up Sam,
I don't even know if it's Sam or Sem.
I don't know, Anthony. I'm trying to focus here.
Guy in Memphis.
The guy in Memphis that we like, okay?
Jordan Walker?
If you bring him up, quiet. If we bring him up, you don't want to overload the young guy either. So maybe it's one of those situations where those two share a start every 5th day. But, I mean, that's really, now you're reaching.
Yes.
For me, if all things are, if nothing changes, then you do have to bring someone up and give them a shot. You have to give them an opportunity, because how else do you know what you have? I mean, I understand the part where you don't want to crush a young guy's confidence. You want to make sure. But at what point do you say, okay, I've seen enough in AAA so where I can get you here and actually give you an opportunity to perform at the big leagues? Especially if you're dealing with injuries and you're dealing with poor performance or lack of performance, then it's time. So, because otherwise you're essentially saying that 5th day, it's a free-for-all. We're either going to have a bullpen game, or we know that one of these 2 guys aren't going to give us what we need, and it's going to happen every 5th day. And if you're burning up your bullpen, and then the next game around, Sonny Gray doesn't have a great game. Now you're really paddling upstream. So I think it's going to be, they need to figure that out. Whether Matz is going to be healthy, can he perform, can Liberatore do it? I still have hope for Liberatore. I don't know why. I just saw him in that first start, and I thought he had so much confidence, and he looked so great.
The same thing last year. He had a couple of good starts.
That's what I'm talking about. His first start last year.
It just went.
Exactly. So I don't know if it's a confidence thing for him. He looks like he has the stuff, but just not for whatever coming around full circle just yet for him.
No, you're right. All right.
So we got that solved.
Overall, yeah. Exactly. I mean,
Good work, team. All right.
the main four, good. Last spot in rotation, that's where your concern is, and that's where the
But
questions
if
are.
that's really the concern again, Anthony, I'll just say, like,
Yeah, big picture, you're okay.
no, you're okay. But if you're the Cardinals, why not make that a revolving start for some of your young guys?
You could. Absolutely. You could. What's trending is
You don't
next.
sound sold on it.
No, it's an
You
option.
kind of patronized me there a little bit. You said,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
you could. Yeah, of
Yeah,
course. Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Okay, fine.
Well,
Just brush it off.
Nah, you tell them how you feel.
I actually am very neutral on that idea.
Oh,
What I would do
How
is
convenient.
well,
what would you do
I'd just keep going with Libertor. Give him a little runway here.
to fail?
Yeah.
Sink or swim?
Yeah.
I agree.
If he's
I'm more apt to put Mason Wynn in there every 5 days.
Okay.
Get man.
Burleson used to pitch. What's trending is next on 101 ESPN.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Cardinals pick up a victory last night, 7-6 over the Los Angeles Angels. They go for the sweep tonight. Lance Lynn takes the mound going up against Griffin Canning. First pitch is at 8:07. If you've missed anything from today's show, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 mobile app. You can find all of our interviews and full shows there, and it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Speaking of interviews, we'll talk with Brad Thompson at 3 o'clock, so stay tuned for that. But coming up next, we have What's Trending. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
It's time to find out what's going on in the sports world with What's Trending Now. Brought to you by Goodwill. Donate a car and get tickets to the St. Louis Cardinals.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers, and Carey Davis. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. Gentlemen, we are seeing some of the games that are scheduled for this upcoming NFL season be announced today. The full NFL schedule will be announced later this evening, but some of the games that I've seen so far look pretty interesting, and we'll start with the Christmas Day games. That is the Kansas City Chiefs taking on Carey's Pittsburgh Steelers, and then Anthony's one of his favorite teams, the Baltimore Ravens, taking on his other favorite team, the Houston Texans. The thing is, these games will be on Netflix. The first time Netflix has aired an NFL game. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, it's funny. Since I have Netflix, I don't mind. Like, that's the truth of it, right? In the past, like baseball, when I haven't had Apple TV or whatever, and Albert's in LA for a monumental career-defining moment, like, I'm pissed, right? So I imagine that's how a lot of people feel. If you don't have Netflix, you're ticked off at this if you want to watch those NFL games. But this is the way it's going. The NFL has not hid from this. They will continue to go to streaming platforms. If you have them, great. If not, you might be frustrated with it.
Yeah, but at least they're in. I agree with what you're saying, but at least the NFL has chosen platforms that are pretty much downloaded by everybody. Like Amazon Prime.
They did the one on Peacock for the
I said pretty
the Chiefs
much.
and
that was problematic.
That was very problematic.
That wasn't great.
But they stuck with Prime, Amazon Prime for their Thursday night games, and then now they're going to Netflix for some special games. Most people have both of those apps, especially following the pandemic. I don't know of anybody, even if it's the generation that's older than us, most of them have downloaded that app.
Yeah.
I think I got to make it to that game. I hope it's a night game. Christmas Day?
The Steelers game?
Yeah.
In Pittsburgh?
Oh, yeah.
Just drive, Carey. You're fine.
I don't think I'm going to drive
Do
to
they
Pittsburgh.
send the jet for you guys from the Super Bowl teams?
Not anymore.
Not anymore?
Nah, we don't. They got out of hand after a while, costly. So, got to pay for our own way.
Oh, damn.
Unfortunately.
Too bad.
Gosh darn it.
You guys ruined it.
You guys ruined it.
All right, I want to throw these stats out for you guys, and I want you to guess who this player is. You guys like playing these games?
Yes.
Perfect. All right, this player, Major League Baseball, has an average of 245, an OPS of 696, 3 home runs, 11 ribbies, and 155 ABs. Who does that sound like?
Nolan Arenado.
Wrong.
The 3 home runs did it for me.
Is it Alec Burleson?
No.
Be higher. Is he a St. Louis Cardinal?
He is not a St. Louis Cardinal.
Okay, so that's...
That changes things.
He is a superstar. Ronald Acuna Jr.
Ronald Acuna Jr.
He has struggled.
You look at Nolan Arenado's numbers. He also has 3 home runs, 21 ribbies. He has an average of 266, an OPS of 704, and 158 at-bats. We tend to do this thing where we look at the players on our own team and that guy, he's not playing well, or he's not playing up to snuff. But like, do we ever take a step back and be like, okay, like this happens around the league. Even the MVP of last year can also struggle.
I will say that he can afford to struggle. Their team is a little bit better.
I was just looking at that
13 games over 500.
That's
Cardinals
fair.
are not So you can afford to struggle when you have
Dudes
other
around
people
you,
around
yeah.
you. When you are the dude, you can't afford to struggle.
Problematic.
Yeah, I'm not worried about Ronald Acuna Jr., even if he's going through a little bit of a cold spell. I know that that's going to heat up real soon.
Yeah.
And there are still 13 games over 500 as
right.
a team.
Carey
Yeah,
and
they only
Jamie.
got a 667 winning percentage.
Carey and Jamie nailed it here. I mean, Ronald Acuna Jr. has been an absolute stud.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's off to a rough start, but I don't think it's in the same category as Paul Goldschmidt's rough start, or Nolan Arenado. Maybe not with the power numbers. Julio Rodriguez, I think, only has 2 home runs too. I mean, there's some other big time power hitters that are off to really slow starts.
What is that? Why is that? They complain about the baseballs all the time. Sometimes they say they're a little more hitter friendly, and sometimes they say they aren't.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you think?
So you think it's
some
a
of
problem
these
with the
guys-
balls?
Yes, I mean, it might be a problem with their balls. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe. The balls that they're hitting or not hitting.
Well, there's not a lot of balls leaving the yard, I can tell you that much.
Not here in St.
Offense is
Louis.
down. No, you're right about that. But offense is down across the board.
They've saved money on fireworks this year.
I don't know why that is.
I think the balls were juiced a couple of years ago, and now they're not.
Yeah, but the balls were juiced when they were sticky. So, where was the advantage?
Well, pitchers were using
Pitchers have better control.
The pitchers were using the Pelican grip there.
Yeah, but then
which
the
was
players were still
creating
hitting it.
unbelievable spin. But I mean, the power numbers were still there because I
Yeah.
think the ball was juiced.
Let's go back to juiced balls. It's way more fun.
No, call up Rob Manfred.
Oh, that'll go.
Give him your thoughts,
I don't think he's going to
and let's get
He
this
may
thing
not
going.
even be conscious.
Yeah, probably not.
That guy, I'm telling
Really?
you. You like him, Carey?
I don't
I will
dislike
get you
anyone.
a Rob Manfred T-shirt.
I will wear it.
With just his face on it.
Just his face.
I was thinking, what would a Rob Manfred T-shirt look like? But that'd be it, right?
Just his face. With it's just a hunk of metal.
I would
In
wear
quotes.
that.
Yeah.
I'd wear it.
All right.
Rob Manfred's face, and at the bottom it just says "man," and on the back it's got your quote.
Guys, the probability of catching 2 straight foul balls is 0.00001%. That happened for a Mariners fan the other day. He caught 2 foul balls in a row. Now, if this happens to you, what are you doing with said foul balls? Are you giving them
to a kid.
or are you
Yes.
keeping them because of how crazy that is?
At this stage, of my career,
I was gonna say,
I'm giving it to
What
to
era
kids.
of Anthony Stalter is it?
Yeah, if I was a teenager, I'm keeping it probably. It's
Let's go back to college, Anthony Stalter. You snag 2 foul balls, you're 3-4 beers deep.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Do you
Throwing
keep
it
one
back.
and give one to a kid?
Say
Throwing
it.
it back.
No, I'm probably not giving it to a kid.
No.
I'm probably not keeping it.
Nope. You know what you're doing. You're
Probably-
getting yourself a first date with somebody.
Probably finding somebody that, I don't know.
Look what it did for Tyler Glass now.
There you go.
That is funny. I did see that. Wow. That reminds me of there was a little kid. This was a while ago, but this little kid had, I'll call it a faux ball. He had like
Yeah.
a fake ball, and he caught one in the stands,
Yep.
switched it out, gave the fake one to these
young
older
ladies.
young
Yeah.
ladies. They're older than him, of course, but ended up giving them the ball. Got some brownie points. Riz, as the kids call it
Yeah,
these
yeah,
days,
yeah.
rizzing them up. But gave him a fake ball. I think it was very
That's
smart of him.
charisma.
Yeah.
That's
charisma.
That's cagey.
For you,
Yeah.
for you gents.
Riz?
Riz is charisma. That's what
Oh,
it
is it?
Yeah.
Game.
Yeah, it is game.
Yeah.
And my son has a Riz walk. I'm gonna have him show it to you one day.
He has a Riz
It's
walk?
hilarious.
I saw Riz walking the other day. I didn't see Riz.
He's walking around the hallway, yelling at
That's
people.
Rizzuto, not Riz.
Oh, it's different.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah, he probably has Riz though. I mean, he's a swell guy.
Does he?
Sure.
Okay.
Well, what's his Riz walk look like? Can you show us?
It's. I can't do it. I would have to have him show you all.
You can't or you won't.
I won't.
Very good question.
It is hilarious though. The first time he did, I was like, "What are you?" Oh, it's good. It's funny.
All right.
Yeah.
How old's your son? 10?
11.
11.
Oh, he's just getting into his swagger face. Yeah.
That's funny. All
Remember
right, it's
those days?
Fastlane on 101 ESPN. What's better, accountability through the media or accountability in the clubhouse? That's next on 101 ESPN. My wife, Chris, and I were talking about how we need to upgrade the looks and the feels when it comes to our home. And one of the things that we're going to do through Mosby Building Arts is call them about their new door deal that they have. It's Doors Now, Pay Later. That's the name of it. 5% off or no payments for 1 year when it comes to new doors. Call in before June 30th, and you're going to qualify for this 5% off or no payments for 1 year when it comes to the new doors. Front doors can be made from a variety of materials, including wood, fiberglass, steel, aluminum. Each material offers different advantages in terms of durability and insulation and aesthetics. And when it comes to working with Mosby Building Arts, you know that you're working with the right company because they've got everybody in-house. They do it the right way. They don't worry about, trying to save you all this upfront money when they know that they're going to, like other companies do, they're going to continue to add on to their project and throughout the course of, time. They've got different, hey, we have to add this, we have to add that, and the costs go through the roof. Not at Mosby. Mosby does it right the first time so that you ensure that that's what the price is going to be. They properly measure. They make sure that they have their service manager constantly checking in each and every week. Hey, how's the project going? So whether you have a big deal, you're upgrading a kitchen, you've got maybe a new basement going in, or you got a smaller project, Mosby has to be your first call. And when it comes to this Doors Now, Pay Later promotion that they have, again, 5% off or no payments for a year, Mosby, it's a perfect time to give them a call. 314-909-1800. Call Mosby.com. Mosby Building Arts, the right remodeling company.
sink a ball left-hander. I didn't want him to hit into a double play. He can handle the bat. He didn't do the job. It wasn't anything I did wrong. He didn't do the job. I would have rather went to the ninth inning with a 6-6 lead than to went to the ninth inning the way we did. It didn't work out.
When a pitcher is that wild, does that make it a little tougher to...
Wow. He was throwing the ball in the strike zone. Why are you making excuses? He was throwing the ball in the strike zone. He did not get the bunt down. Period.
That was Angels manager Ron Washington. I'm sure you heard the audio.
Yes, Carey,
from
I
last
agree.
night. Ron Washington was talking about Guillerme, who did not get the bunt down, and led to
Yeah, well, he's hit pounding the strike zone.
led to a just a disastrous situation, disastrous inning for the Angels, and it's one of the things that cost him the game. But Jamie, you had mentioned this in the opening segment today, which I thought was well made. That Ollie Marmol a year ago, we know that he spoke to Tyler O'Neill in training camp or in spring training, about certain aspects of his game, i.e. the hustling aspect, kind of being overly cautious and not giving it his all in certain spots, right? Veterans went up to Ollie after he said what he did following the one game early on in April where Tyler O'Neill was caught at home plate because he wasn't busting.
He was jogging.
He was jogging. Exactly. Veterans went up to him. Thank you for holding him accountable within the clubhouse. And yet Ollie was blasted by some fans. He was certainly blasted by national media members who assumed that Ollie was just taking a player to task in the media.
Like out of nowhere. They're like, oh, you keep this in the clubhouse.
Right.
It was.
We all kind of sided, that we in this show sided with Ollie and still do. Then you hear Ron Washington, it's like nobody's got an issue with it. Is that because it's a veteran manager?
100%, Anthony.
That's all it is.
It's all it is.
So a young manager, he's going to get criticized no matter how he handles it. And that sounds dumb to me.
It is dumb.
Yeah.
That's why it was dumb last year when I thought when Ollie was taking a little bit of a beating. If nothing else, quite honestly, Carey, I don't know how you feel, but when the manager is a younger guy and he calls somebody out behind closed doors at spring training, training camp, whatever, even at practice, it doesn't matter. And then that player kind of shows him up by not changing his habits, no matter what the habits are, then it's fair game. And if you're a young manager and you don't call him to task, like if you don't say something, then you're going to get walked on. The player's like, that guy's a pushover.
Right.
Guy's a pushover. Don't worry about that guy. He's all bark, no bite. So I don't know how you feel about it.
No, I agree. I think, what Ron Washington did is what good coaches, good managers do. And again, I think the notion that, you should keep it in-house or you shouldn't do I, as a manager, there are times where you protect your player, right? There are times where you don't say the thing that you know and everyone else in the clubhouse or the locker room knows. But there are also times where you say, hey, the job was to do this and it didn't get done. And I'm sure if Ron Washington has a mistake during a game, he would say, yeah, I blew that. I didn't do this well enough. It's a team game. We are all culpable in wins and losses. And so if my guys aren't doing the right thing, I'm looking at this bunt attempt. Hey, you were right, Jamie. He looked like he was reaching backwards. Like he wasn't.
Dude, he was scared.
It's a suicide squeeze. You have to get the bunt down, right?
So I think Ron Washington said, suicide squeeze, and this guy looked at it and said, it might be if I stand in here like that.
Right.
You got to get the bunt down by any means necessary. You got a guy hauling his ass down third base line. Right. He's trying to get there.
Everybody knows the play.
Get that ball.
You have to get the bunt down regardless. And everybody knows that. And that didn't look like great effort to get the bunt down to me, which would probably upset me as a manager as well. It's one thing if you give great effort and you just don't get it done. That looked like a half-hearted attempt, and we need that run right now, so you have to do your job.
And I think that's where some people are maybe confusing this, is that is to just like the naked eye, it's just execution, right? Whereas the Tyler O'Neill thing was an effort problem. And so people are like, well, you can't really, you're calling calling out the guy's effort on a questionable send to begin with. I'll admit that was a questionable send against a guy who has a rocket arm in shallow right field. So questionable send.
That's not his call though.
It's not.
Right.
See, he has to go 100%, and he
Correct.
didn't. So that's an effort thing where this is like execution. So it's like, what? But I agree with you. That was an effort thing. Get the bunt down, even if it's a foul ball.
Get it down. Touch the ball.
Yes.
Get your bat on the ball so that you don't get a runner thrown out at home. When everybody in that bench, in that dugout knew exactly what was going on. He didn't execute the job that was required in that moment, and that cost him an out.
And he looked silly doing it, too.
Yeah, he did.
And we get a couple of text messages here saying, well, what's he supposed to do? It was the pitch off the plate. Well, first of all, when you square up for a bunt, you turn forward and you're square. That's why they call it squaring up. You're square to the pitcher at that point so that you can reach almost anywhere to get a hold of the pitch. He pulled away, was on his back foot, and then tried to reach forward with it. That's like pulling in two different directions. Mm-hmm. That's not the same as it was a bad pitch, but he was squared up properly. That thing was ugly from the very beginning. And then he totally screwed over his teammate who he's running down third base. Do you see his face? He's like, He's just stopped by. He gives like the shoulder shrug, like, really? All right. Well, this is fun.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Great. Fantastic. It's one of those. Go ahead.
I don't have a problem. Again, it's your job, right? I think people, and it's a different job than, is that mine? I don't know. Maybe it's a different job than something was.
The voices again.
Speaker. Squirrel. It's a different job than what people do, day to day, 9 to 5. Our job, you play on TV. People are always watching, and if you aren't executing, people's jobs are on the line. If Ron Washington is continuing to lose games like this, at some point they're going to be looking at him like, when the hell are you getting out of here, sir?
I think they're already looking a little bit.
And so what do you say?
He's dead
didn't
man
have
walking,
the bat.
unfortunately.
I told him what we needed to do. We've practiced this. He didn't execute it. And so, it's a level of frustration, I'm sure. And I would assume that Ron Washington would probably, if he could do it over, maybe dial it back and not have it as intense in that moment, but still get his point across.
Maybe that's the way he is with his players.
And if he is, then they know that, and they know the expectation, and so it shouldn't be a surprise to anybody in that clubhouse. No one should be looking at him sideways and saying, "Well, what the hell are you talking about?" That's not who you are. But if that's who he is every single day, then you're fine with it.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to complain.
I love that we get this one text message. Mm-hmm. From the 314. Jamie, please don't act like you know how to bunt like a pro ball player. Give me a break. Okay, first of all, I'm not pretending to be a pro ball player, but I'm breaking down a bunt that was horrible to look at. I played baseball growing up, and again, they say squaring up for the bunt. It's not backing away when you're going to lay down a bunt.
He backed away. He scooted his butt out and just threw his bat.
It was terrible. You don't have to have played pro baseball to know that was an awful attempt at a bunt.
Yeah.
So I appreciate your criticism, and you're right. I'm not a Major League Baseball player. My bad.
Well, you have, Anthony.
You use your legs to bunt. It's an elevator. You go up and down. You're actually not supposed to technically use the bat. You don't stab at it. You don't reach
you
out
square
there.
up to it so you can give yourself the opportunity.
But you go up and down with the bat. That's proper.
I heard somebody say treat it
that
like
wasn't it.
Do they say back away?
Catching.
No.
Back away and use your legs? No.
No.
I'll tell you what, though, it's great that this is happening to the other team. Right?
Yeah. Because Cardinals won 3 straight.
Yeah, they have.
No better man to talk to about the Cardinals, especially when they're winning, is our guy Brad Thompson. He'll join us next on 101 ESPN.
time for some high heat with BT on 101 ESPN. Inside and high.
Powered by Scott Lee Heating Company, your preferred Mitsubishi Electric Elite contractor. Visit ScottLeeHeating.com.
There's no excuse for Thompson throwing at the head of right.
301, your time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler with Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, and Anthony Stalter. And let's head to our 101 ESPN Celebrity Line. We're joined by our guy, Brad Thompson. BT, man, it's fun to talk to you today.
Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness. Gentlemen, great to be joining you today. 3 in a row. I mean, there was a time where it didn't feel like that was possible. But they did it. Got a chance for 4 today. It's looked a little bit better the last couple of days, no doubt about it. A lot of work left, but has been nice to have something fun to talk about, I'm sure.
Yeah, BT, those, listen, tough times really stink when you're, within the ball club or any team for that matter. And, as I'm watching them here the last 3 games, they're not Picassos, but they're pulling out the victories. What are some small things that you're noticing within their game that, might be signs of things turning around a little bit, or even just things that they're doing better now?
I think we're seeing some better at-bats here recently. Now, in fairness, Cardinals did strike out 14 times in the ball game last night, but overall, I think you're seeing a better approach. Another thing that they've taken advantage of in the last couple of days, and not that these opportunities have been there a ton for them recently, but remember early in the season, most of the season, pretty much every day except for the last 3 days, when the Cardinals would have the bases loaded and then they would never get a hit. They've actually taken advantage of some of those situations here as of late. So that's kind of been nice to see, is just not leaving all that meat on the bone. So let's be totally honest. I mean, the Angels are a ball club. They're on pace for 105 losses. So this is a team that you should be able to handle. But right now, I think it's still more about what the Cardinals do. Are they taking better at-bats? Do they continue to play good defense? Are they being a smart base-running team? And are your big guys going to step up for you? It's more about what they're doing than who you're playing. But you better get things going in the right direction like they are right now, because when you come home after the off day tomorrow, it's no joke. You got the Red Sox, you've got the Orioles, and then you've got the Cubs. You're really going to get tested on this homestand.
BT, are you having any concerns about Sonny Gray right now? He's given up 11 earned runs in his last 2 starts, scuffling just a little bit when he started the season off really, really well.
You know what? It's funny. The couple of outings, the last 2 outings, as you mentioned, that he's had, there have just been like that 1 inning or so where it feels like they're on him. And the 3-run shot was obviously the big one in the 4th inning yesterday by Ohapi off of him. But no, I'm not concerned about him at all. He is a guy, he's about as smart as they come from a pitching standpoint. And anything that, if he feels like he was giving away a pitch or he fell into some patterns or if there was any issue, he'll be able to iron that one out next time around. So maybe if it were a younger pitcher, a different guy, I would be worried about a couple of outings. But, track record, this guy's going to be fine. Not worried about it.
Brad Thompson joining us right now on the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. All right, so BT, wins are wins, period, end of story. I agree. It's not about the opponent right now because – obviously, you dropped 2 of 3 to the White Sox. So, if we're going to complain about that, we're certainly going to celebrate the wins they've had against the Angels. So what is tangible about this all? Let's just stick with the offense. What's tangible about what we have seen over the last 3 days? You can say, yeah, here's some evidence that things might be turning around. Maybe it's not the entire offense. Maybe it's just a couple of players.
No, well, Goldie is one. I mean, this is a guy that started, look at the numbers, they're not great. He started May 0 for 27. He's now 6 for his last 19. So you're seeing some better at-bats out of him. You know that is, he's got to be good for you to be a decent offense. I love what we're seeing out of Alec Burleson. He had the home run last night. Obviously, that 2-run shot off of Amir Garrett that ended up breaking the tie. You look at the last 7 games for him. He's hitting .375, got 5 extra base hits. He's driven in 5. So you're seeing more, out of him. I like the fact that they have a little flexibility. Did you guys like Wynn leading off? By the way, You can answer that, but I want to know, how have you guys been doing in the lineup game? And how did the Carpenter lead-off game get you? How was that?
Not great, Brad. It's been ugly.
Anthony and I were 7 deep before we hit the leadoff guy the other day.
There's been a couple of times where we resorted to just naming the players on the roster.
Just trying to find anybody.
Trying to hear the ding bell.
One day I had
the other day, you guys were the first people that I thought about. I'm like, I wonder.
Yeah, not well.
And one day I had 10 players in my lineup. Yeah, that worked out great.
Well, I had Paul DeYoung twice when I picked it out of a hat. So
Ryder and I were just talking about that because Ryder came in one day. He goes, "You guys should just draw it out of a hat." I go, "BT tried that one day," and he wound up writing down, and I couldn't remember it was DeYoung.
It was Paul DeYoung.
Double DeYoung did. Yeah, he was hot at the time. Really wanted to get him some ABs.
It was perfect though because the first name he pulled out was Paul DeYoung. The second one was Paul DeYoung. I mean, what are the odds?
It's a 1-2 punch. Right now, there's not as many guys that you'd want to hit twice, but what are you going to do?
Right.
Another thing, just going back to the tangible part of it, I think that when you have an offense, guys, that they're struggling to put together hits, and in fairness, again, you look at the last few games, I think they've had 10 hits or more in the last 3 or 4 games, so you love seeing that. But I think that the team speed is tangible as well. Like, that's something that they might be able to lean on a little bit more. And certainly against the Angels, Logan O'Hoppe has allowed 34 stolen bases, allowed 4 of them to the Cardinals last night, which was a season high for them. I feel like that's part of the game, especially when you have advantageous matchups that you have to take advantage of. You have to figure out different ways to manufacture runs while you keep your fingers crossed that the offense is actually going to come alive.
So, BT, when we get a chance, the rules here is no one's safe. So we just got a text to Jamie stating that he didn't know anything about baseball or bunting because he never played baseball. So I want to ask your opinion on...
just not at the major league level.
You are not a professional baseball player, Jamie. Hush.
Not yet.
He was. BT, Luis Guillorme's attempt last night at a bunt. Was that good?
Well, you know what? I will answer that.
A few times.
I'll answer that, and then I'll follow up with my thoughts on how you should do an effective power play. Luis Guillorme's bunt attempt, if that's what you want to call it. You want to talk about a half-ass attempt. You want to talk about, like, you saw a sign. Like, that's the kid in Little League that was like, "No, I hit dingers. I'm not going to bunt." Okay?
Not trying to mess around bunting.
Yes. Yeah, stop it. And all he did was basically run his team out of a game because he didn't make an effort. And if the thought is, well, that pitch was away off the plate, it's a squeeze. This wasn't a safety squeeze. If it was a safety squeeze, that runner would not have been going all out. Glad I said all out to home. Like the safety squeeze, you see it down, you go. That was an obvious squeeze. There used to be another word for that. I learned in MLB training. I'm not supposed to say what it used to be called. But a very dire situation, squeeze is what it used to be. Yeah. And he made 0 effort. So, look, Ron Washington, very rarely do you hear a manager call out a hitter like that. But sometimes you put the onus on the freaking player who is supposed to be getting a job done. Luis Guillorme knew what the job was there. And Jamie, I would like to hear really quickly, how did you break down the bunt? Because I've seen you play baseball. You've got a really good swing. I've seen you hit home runs. Now, we didn't play in a bunting derby, even though BK and Ferrario thought we did. But and no offense, they tried really hard.
They did.
How'd you break down the bunt attempt? Well, what you were supposed to do?
Yeah, it wasn't all that much detail except for when you're supposed to square up for the bunt. It's not lean back away from the bunt. And then you actually have to make an effort to get the bat on the ball because it is a squeeze to where the guy's in motion. You've got to get a piece of the ball. Even if you have to dive head first for the damn thing, you got to get a piece of it. And,
so you don't leave your teammate out
you don't leave your teammate standing there just getting tagged in the middle of the chest because you were backing away and had no interest in hitting the ball.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like, you figure out a way. You throw the bat at it if you have to. You have to do something. Or you throw your bat at the catcher. Like, there's got to be something that just diverts attention from what is going on instead of just running your team out of the game. So, look, Cardinals got very fortunate in that one. Like you said, things have not come very easy. Even the wins have been tightrope wins for the most part for this team. But you hope that they lean on some of the things they've done well recently. Again, swinging the bat well, 10 or more hits in their last 4, and that needs to continue because the pitching staff is going to have down times too. You're going to have times where Sonny Gray gives up 5. Like, that's going to happen. Can you win those games even against better opponents? That's something we'll find out here, especially on this next homestand.
BT, kind of sticking with the pitching real quick, the last one I've got for you is, with Steven Matz out, Zach Thompson down in Memphis, Matthew Liberatore has gotten the nod the last couple of times. What do you think the ultimate fix is here while Steven Matz is injured? Because when he comes back, obviously he'll get the ball again. But in the meantime, do you think the Cardinals stick with Matthew Liberatore, or is there another option?
I think unless you see Matthew really big issues or somebody is really beating down the door like Baby Pedro or somebody. If you see something like that, it's not going to be him. Lil P, is that what it is? Lil P. Yeah. Unless he's beating down the door. No, I think that you give Libby a little bit of a run and you just realize that you're probably going to try to piggyback those games together. And I think that those can be very effective ones. Now, last time out, obviously gave up 4 and 3 1/3, not exactly what you were hoping for out of him. But I do think that he's the answer for the right now. And my hope is for this ball club, if there continues to be a question in that spot, either someone emerges internally within the organization, or you're in a position, which I get it, 7 games out right now, tied with the Reds in the basement of the Central, doesn't feel like you will be, but we know how quickly things can change, that you're at a point at the deadline where you could actually make a move to bolster a spot like that. But they got to figure out a way to keep themselves in. And I think that the real answer, or the other answer to that one, Jamie, is your offense is going to have to win days like that. When you're on your spot starter or the guy that's transitioning back into the rotation, those are the days where you got to put up some runs, and hopefully they can do that.
BT, last question for you. So we saw that Ollie Marmol and Daniel Descalso were ejected the other day in Milwaukee. I'm of the line of thinking where it's like, all right, I can't see all the players saying, all right, now I'm fired up. Now I'm going to start hitting better. But you were in a clubhouse for a long time. Does something like that, does that get the team fired up when they see their manager go ballistic and get ejected from a game?
Yeah, at times. I think that there are times where it builds an energy and it's like us against the world type thing.
Sure.
Now, you got to pick your spots. Tony would do that sometimes. Tony would get tossed out of a game just because he knew it was time to mix it up a little bit. Now, Ollie, with the way that the season has gone, he'd have had to get kicked out of almost every game this year. like seriously, to get things going.
We call him Aaron Boone.
But yeah, for sure. Or get kicked out for what a fan said, or either way, however it ends up working. But yeah, I think that there are times where it lights a fire, but it just doesn't make everything click. It's like, oh, I remember how to hit now because Ollie got tossed out of the game. Like, right. You don't necessarily get those ones, but it is funny. Okay, so you look at 9 games prior to getting ejected, okay? There's numbers for everything. Cardinals had played 85 innings. They scored 25 runs. Since Ollie got ejected, there have been 24 innings and 20 runs scored. Look, did it have anything to do with him getting ejected? Absolutely,
yes.
Probably. Yes, 100%.
BT, always great to chat with you. Thanks for having some time for us today, and we'll check back with you next week.
Fellas, I appreciate you having me on as always. And look, you got me out of, as I told you in the break, you got me out of honey-do list. I've painted a room already. I'm putting up a ceiling fan right now. So anytime you need me, please call.
Absolutely. Done deal. See you, buddy.
All right, boys. See you.
That's our guy, Brett Thompson, here in the Fast Line on 101 at ESPN. We've got Prove Me Wrong next. So if you want to send in a Prove Me Wrong text to the Air Comfort Service text line at 314-399-9646, you can. Prove Me Wrong next. I got this message yesterday from Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum. They have 500 used vehicles and 200 new Nissans that are all being discounted by thousands of dollars for immediate sale. So if you head down to Herculaneum, chat with anybody. They're ready to go because they've got they had a hailstorm that forced them to have a huge vehicle sales event. It's first come, first serve. So you want to get out there right now. But we're talking about discounts up to $20,000 off the retail value of vehicles. Again, over 500 used vehicles and 200 new Nissans out in Herculaneum at Auto Centers Nissan. They need room for more cars to come in. They've drastically discounted every hailstorm car for immediate sale. They've got lenders on the site for immediate financing and delivery. Check them out. Don't miss the largest sales and discounts in Auto Centers Nissan history. Get out to Auto Centers Nissan out in Herculaneum. You'll love the dealership. Get yourself a hot dog and all that, but work with the best team that you're going to find and get a vehicle, whether used or new, potentially up to $20,000 off the retail value. It's all at Auto Centers Nissan. You can check them out online at autocentersnissan.com, but make sure you head out to Herculaneum and do so right now. Take advantage of that huge sales event. It's Auto Centers Nissan.
Prove me wrong, kids. Prove me wrong.
All right, prove me wrong time. Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter. We are now in the courtroom of the Honorable Andrew Marsh. This is where you deliver a statement, and one of us has to prove you wrong, and Marsh is judge, jury, and executioner.
Marsh is dressed exceptional today,
He is.
wearing old school St. Louis Blues stuff. Mm-hmm. Really looking sharp, Marshy.
I'm really mixing the eras here.
A little bit.
The old school logo.
Yeah.
The old trumpet script.
The trumpet.
It looks great. He looks great. There's no doubt about it.
Well, Anthony, I appreciate that because this first question is probably going to be geared towards you.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
And are you ready?
Sorry for being late,
Always
Judge.
ready.
No, you're good, Carey. You're good. We were just buttering
Don't
up the judge.
apologize to us.
I said Judge. I
Okay,
said,
good.
My apologies, sir.
Oh, not to us. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. This could not be good for you guys. We'll see. From the 636, prove me wrong. Today's best athlete would be a better gladiator than Maximus.
Well, here's the thing about Maximus. He was special. You know, the best athletes today, they don't have the grit that is required to face tigers, right? To face things coming out of tunnels and you have no clue where it's coming from, right? There were people on chariots with blades and trying to attack and kill them. Mm-hmm. And the not just the athleticism. See, what you don't understand about Maximus is he understood the game planning for how they picked their partners. So he intentionally didn't fight back when they were going to pick their partners because they gave you a strong one and a weak one. So they assumed he was weak. So it's not just the physical aspect of being a gladiator. It's the mental aspect. And there is not an athlete today in any sport that has the physical nor the mental capability of Maximus.
And just to piggyback on that a little bit, Carey, is Maximus was willing to die.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he wasn't being paid millions of dollars either to do it. Didn't have endorsements for his sandals that he wore and things like that. He didn't have the Air Maximus while he was out there competing.
Nope.
And he was willing to die. And he trained himself with caveman tactics, probably lifting boulders and eating things that make a billy goat puke. And meanwhile, you got the athletes there today that they've got all the protein powders and all that.
Yeah.
There's no way.
It was all natural. I mean, Maximus Decimus Meridius.
Exactly.
You got three names. You know you can kick some ass.
Yeah.
His family was slaughtered, guys.
They were.
There's really no motivation greater than that to defeat your opponents.
None.
Yeah.
Good job, guys.
Well done.
I mean, he was literally dying as he was fighting.
There you go.
Yeah. He got stabbed.
Yeah.
And then had to go out there and compete.
He's no Tommy Pham, but still.
No, he was stabbed. He was stabbed multiple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right, for the 618, prove me wrong. Caleb Williams will be the first rookie quarterback to take his team to the playoffs out of the 2024 class.
First rookie quarterback to take his team to the playoffs. So we're assuming that no other rookie quarterbacks will take their teams? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, they're saying he'll be the only one, or the first one.
The first one, the only one.
Anthony, you know which one it is. You go ahead and say it. Smooth lefty.
Yeah, there is no rookie quarterback that's going to take his team to the playoffs this year. None. No.
What? Okay.
Jaden Daniels is playing for the Washington Commanders. Enough said.
First, Anthony.
I know. There won't be any.
But next year counts.
Somebody has to be the first.
Oh, well, that's easy. It's Michael Penix. Michael Penix Jr. Are you kidding me with this? He's got the most experience out of any of these guys that played for multiple teams. And, he was hurt. He was banged up. Yeah, it was 2 years ago. Who put a better collection of games on film the last 2 years than Michael Penix Jr. out of these quarterbacks? I'll answer that for you. There is none. And this team has been drafted. Everybody's like, give us skill position players. That's the only thing that matters. All right. Bijan Robinson, Drake London, Kyle Pitts. I call him the unicorn for a reason. Offensive line, outstanding. What about the defense? Raheem Morris, defensive wizard. You like what he did out in L.A. there?
Yep.
Defensive coordinator, won a Super Bowl, right? That is your head coach. It's absolutely Michael Penix Jr., the smooth lefty.
Yep. I agree.
Are you done?
Yeah.
All right, good.
Oh, man. That was fighting an uphill battle there.
I mean, you could have, there's two ways to go about this. One, you could have just said J.J. McCarthy. I would have gave you the ding.
I was thinking about that too.
Mm-hmm. And you could have.
You went right for the Falcons.
I didn't believe
you went down the route. Or you could have just said anybody else and not Caleb Williams. You could have been like, hey, I don't think Caleb Williams
really
is the Bears.
Specific. And then you didn't quite grasp the first.
But you decided
he's going to be the first one.
You decided to take the quarterback that won't play for another 4 years.
That's not true. That's not true.
And he still may be the first one to make the playoffs, Judge.
That's fair.
He might.
Right? Am I right?
Oh, and Kirk Cousins needs to be benched. Or he has his Achilles
in week 17
on him again. His bad attitude. I like how he's doing the.
Kirk does not have a bad attitude. What the hell is wrong with you guys?
Hold on.
You ain't seen him on the plane
when the chips were down.
Yeah, he didn't have any competition.
He's got no shirt on.
Jamie.
What?
When that moment happened, we saw the real. When Michael Penix Jr. was drafted, we saw the real Kirk Cousins. These guys are falling for the politician.
Just wait till there's a set of downs to where they've built up a different offensive package, and they take Cousins out of the game with like 2 minutes left in the game, and they be Penix out there.
Right.
That wouldn't be good.
Kirky, he's going to have that bitter beer face. You just watch.
That wouldn't be good.
Penix throws a deep ball, touchdown.
Coaching?
Well, maybe it is the best decision, though.
That'd be like Anthony calling the plays for Anthony Beck in the championship game. Coach Beck said it's not a great idea.
That's offensive.
It's not a great idea.
Carey, have you seen his flag football team?
He showed me the plays. It actually was stellar. I was actually very pleased. I'm going to find that. I need you send me that app so I can download
whatever you need.
How many wins did the Falcons have this year? Your Falcons?
My Falcons?
Yeah.
8.
What do you think the actual Falcons will eclipse that number?
With Kirk Cousins, they'll probably win 9. 8 or 9.
12.
That's good for the division.
They're going to win 6 and they're going to win 6 division games. They're going to go 6-0 in the division.
2 against Carolina.
2 against Carolina.
They're not sweeping Tampa. They never sweep
5
Tampa.
and 1. Man, what's
They ain't
going
gonna
on
sweep
in
New Orleans.
Oh, my gosh. All right, next one.
Oh, my gosh, man.
Fighting over the NFC South. My God.
Okay. Well, Jamie, you know what? For God's sake, we talk about stuff that you want to talk about, like hockey. So. I've actually been sitting on that one for a while.
I bet you have been.
All right, from the 314.
Talk about your hockey.
Prove me wrong. A majority of Cardinal fans let a good postseason run by Randy Arozarena immediately sour their thoughts on what Matthew Liberatore could become. Check Randy A's stats this year. Pretty unimpressive.
Oh, this year? That's all we're using? This year with Randy Arozarena? Really? So none of the previous years count. That's the definition of cherry picking. Whoever sent this in is clearly the guy on the basketball court that feigns injury, stays at one end, and says, "Oh, I'm open." Woo. Easy layup there.
Easy.
Just change your name to whatever it is, first name, middle name, cherry pick, last name. Cherry picking stats constantly. Let me find the one that suits me. Oh, here we go. Randy Arozarena's not off to a good start this year. Give me a break. Guy's been a stud for the race. So has every other Cardinal that's gone elsewhere.
And Matthew Liberatore is yet to have his moment. If we're isolating this, Randy Arozarena talking about where he is now, he's at least had
waiting on
his moment.
Liberatore did have his moment. It was the other night when Kevin Pillar hit an absolute missile off of him to left field.
That's not the moment he's looking for.
I'm talking about. I'm just saying, at least Arozarena has had a moment.
He's had many moments.
Yes.
Thank you.
By the way, the Falcons could be 0-3 to start this season. They take on Carey's Pittsburgh Steelers to start the year off. Then they play the Philadelphia Eagles Monday Night Football Week 2. Well, and then they head home, though. They'll be home for that third game and take on the Kansas City Chiefs.
Hold on. I thought Kirk Cousins walked on water, Judge. I thought he was the greatest quarterback ever. That's what you've been telling me.
They call that ice.
Matty Ice? I'd take him.
He's old. He can't play anymore. You see him in
it's a team game, Anthony. Yeah, maybe the defense can't stop anybody.
Yeah. No, you're right. They're going to be 0-3. There's no doubt about that.
Then win.
Maybe 1-2. I could see him maybe defeating Carey's Steelers.
Nope.
Is it in Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
That's what you said, right? If it's in Pittsburgh, they got no chance.
No, it's in Atlanta.
It's in Atlanta?
Because
They do
Arthur
have a
Smith
chance.
returns to Atlanta.
Oh, boy.
The Arthur Smith Bowl.
Then we'll be 1-0.
Yep. No. I said yeah.
Is that it? All right. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Is too much velo becoming an issue for starting pitchers? That's next on 101 ESPN. Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter, we want to talk to you about mentality. We often get the question of, hey, do you guys really use mentality? Yes. If you don't believe us, go down to one of their two locations, Chesterfield and South County, and talk to them, because we're in there each and every week. Why? Because the program works. Jamie and I were feeling, kind of low on energy, low on motivation. We had both stopped working out, and we're like, you know what? It's life. No, we didn't settle for that. You shouldn't either. Stop reaching for the coffee and the energy drinks and things like that, and actually do something that's going to work. Mentality, they'll test your blood. If you are low on testosterone, it's natural as we get older. Those symptoms that I just described, low on energy, low on motivation, all that, mood swings, it's all part of that. But with mentality, Jamie, we love the program because it works.
Well, I love the part that it's custom for each person. It's not just one formula for everybody. That's why you do the blood panel, is you find out exactly what's going to work for you. And the second part I love is that the community over there at Mentality. There's always that locker room feel. They've got some waters available. You talk to the staff, talk to other people who are in there, talk about maybe what's working for them, what they've tried. It's amazing. And I leave there every week happy that I'm a part of the Mentality group. And apart from that, my quality of life has just gotten so much better. I'm a lot healthier. I'm in the gym more. My sleeping pattern is way better. And that's all thanks to Mentality. And all you have to do is go visit them at the South County location or Chesterfield location. Tell them that Anthony and Jamie sent you in. I promise you they're going to take great care of you. Or you can visit them at lowtusa.com. That's Mentality, lowtusa.com.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals pick up a victory last night, 7-6 over the Los Angeles Angels. They'll go for the sweep tonight. 8:07 first pitch as Lance Lynn takes the mound going up against Griffin Canning. Lance Lynn 1-1 with a 3.79 ERA. Canning 1-4 with a 5.75 ERA. We talked earlier today with Brad Thompson. If you missed that interview, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 mobile app. You'll find all of our interviews and full shows there. It's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Is too much velocity becoming an issue? We will talk about that next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
chance right now to win a pair of tickets for the First Beer Friday Cardinals game against the Red Sox this Friday night at Busch Stadium. First Beer Friday tickets start at just $15 and will include your first cold beer on the house. Text in right now to the Air Comfort Service text line 314-399-9646 with the correct answer to our trivia question. Tyler O'Neill, who we'll see this weekend. He was traded to the Red Sox for Victor Santos and who? Which other player was part of that O'Neill trade along with Victor Santos? So the Cardinals acquired Santos and who? Text into the Air Comfort Service text line 314-399-9646. You'll score a pair of tickets if you're the 101st texter with the correct answer to the Cardinals game this Friday night against the Red Sox. And you can find all the ticket info for this Friday night's First Beer Friday now at cardinals.com/Friday. The pitching, the pitcher velo, right? How much velo a player has is often the thing that scouts want to know. Whether you're a young pitcher in high school, whether you're working your way through the minor league ranks, they all want to know what your velocity is.
What's
right?
your
It's all
velo,
about,
man?
exactly. It's all about velocity. Baseball doesn't exist, is the Twitter account, or at baseball doesn't. They highlighted pitchers who lost three plus miles per hour of velocity and are still dominating. Garrett Whitlock of the Red Sox, Ronaldo Lopez of the Braves, and Jordan Hicks of the now Giants. He has lost 4.7 miles per hour. His ERA has gone from 3.29 to 2.44. Is velo a problem or becoming an issue in Major League Baseball?
Well, I think there's so many different ways to go with it. I think from a physiological standpoint, the velo has definitely become a problem to a lot of pitchers because they're running into so many arm problems, elbow problems, whatever it is. It's shortening the lifespan of the pitchers. And you ask any pitcher from the 90s or even early 2000s, and they talk about pitching versus throwing.
Yeah.
I mean, and they vary their velocity throughout the game to where even you got a guy like Verlander, his velocity be around 93, 94, and then he'll reach back in the sixth and have like a 96 out of nowhere because he just keeps fooling the batters. I think so Jordan Hicks for me is a perfect example of how to correct it. Jordan Hicks was throwing gas.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy came in and that's what he was, a flamethrower. And he had his problems, he had his ups and downs, and it looks to me like somebody finally got a hold of this kid, whether it's the Giants or just an outside entity, some kind of pitching coach or whatever, and said, "Hey, kid, let's tone it down a little bit. Let's add some pitches to your repertoire. Let's work on locating pitches properly, and then let's work on mixing up the speeds throughout, your spot in the rotation." Mm-hmm. And I think that's the key right now. And look, I'm no pitching guru. According to the text message, of course, now I've never played Major League Baseball, which is true, by the way, Anthony. I don't know if you know that.
I actually didn't.
But when you talk to enough baseball people that are relevant, and they talk about, dialing it back just a little bit, but being able to control your pitches and vary the speeds, and the number one thing is locating them. So, yeah, I think velocity has become a problem in a couple of different ways.
I'm sitting here looking at the ERAs of these guys that you mentioned. Hicks, obviously, you said 3.29 to 2.44. Garrett Whitlock went from 5.15 to 1.96.
That's quite a drop off.
When you are able to control the pitch instead of just throwing it hard, I think Major League players eventually are going to catch up to the speed of it. When you have better control of where you're trying to throw a pitch, better location, you're probably going to get more hitters out. And from the looks of this, your ERA is going to go down because guys can hit the ball no matter how fast it's coming. They are professional hitters. They are really good at their job. And not to mention, as Jamie said, all of the elbow injuries that usually come with throwing that hard and that often. It should scare some of the pitchers away from doing it, but it really doesn't, because over the weekend, all I heard about was the Pirates pitcher, the rookie pitcher, Paul Skeens, who threw 17 pitches of 100 plus. Like, that's what people want to see. That's what the scouts want to see. But I don't know how important that is in terms of getting guys out. At the end of the day, your job is to get guys out in an effective manner. One of my favorite pitchers is Greg Maddux, and he would talk about, I can throw a fastball at 93 or at 89. It's the same pitch, the spin is the same, but the speed, the variation of the speed makes it difficult for the hitters. If I'm just throwing it 94 every single time, they are going to pick up on it and they can hit it.
Yeah.
So changing your speeds, changing your locations, as Jamie said, having multiple pitches to use in your repertoire, that to me is what makes most sense. But again, if they're going to pay me hundreds of millions of dollars because I can throw a ball 100 miles an hour, I probably would be doing that as well.
Yeah. Look, it's incumbent upon the teams to change. Theo Epstein made this point a couple of years ago when he said that we are the problem, meaning baseball front offices. We reward velocity, power. That's what we're rewarding. So what do you think players are going to do? You think they're going to practice their bunting? No. They're going to try to hit the ball out of the ballpark.
Every time.
And when it comes to the physics of baseball, launch angle and all the advanced metrics, what do you think players are going to tune into? They're going to tune into that. You want to get noticed? You got to throw 95 plus. Okay, I'm going to try to throw 95 plus then. Nobody's looking at you to be a pitcher. Why? Because it's easier to scout the kid that's 95. You can go back to your bosses and say, found somebody. What's his velocity? 95 plus. Can he pitch?
I don't
know. It's easier as a scout to do that now. Does he have how many home runs he has as a high schooler? How many home runs do he have in college? It's easier as a scout to say that. I'm not saying all scouts are that way. But it's easier to win the conversation with your boss if you're saying that way. If you're stating those raw numbers. But yeah, it's about pitching versus throwing.
Yeah, the scouting part, same as with college recruiting. It's easier to go say, hey, I got a 6'5", whatever, as opposed to a 6'2". I got a 6'5", 300-pound D lineman. As opposed to a 6'1", 280-pound D lineman. The other one is a little bit better, but the size of this one, it just looks better. So I'm going to go with that guy. And that's generally what a lot of scouts, a lot of people are doing.
The system is broken.
Scouting people.
The scouting system is broken. You mentioned the NFL. The scouting system's broken there too.
Yeah.
You got teams going to the combine, looking at how fast a guy can run. They got all these different spark scores and all that to test athleticism. Can the guy tackle? Can he block? You have no clue. You have no clue whether or not he can do that. But to a GM says, well, I gave you this guy. He runs a 4.2, this, that, and the other thing. It's up to you now. Figure it out. I can't. You know what? Here's a problem. He can't play football.
Yeah.
The system's broken. It's the same thing in Major League Baseball.
You got a saying, he can't play dead in the Western.
Right. So, this is a great question. Is velocity a myth and actually makes pitchers worse? No, I don't think it makes pitchers worse. I think it's one of the tools in the toolbox, as Jamie was describing with Verlander. Getting seventh, you still have 95 plus in your back pocket because you weren't throwing max effort for the first 5 innings. That's a tool.
Yeah, and I also feel like velocity can be the enemy, too, for some young pitchers, that's what they rely upon. So when things start to go sideways a little bit, well, they're trying to reach back even further now because the only thing they know is how to outgas the opponent.
Right. I'm going to throw it past them.
And that's not the case, especially when the other team is waiting for it.
Right.
When they know that you're not going to go to your secondary or your third pitch, and they know that the heat's coming because you're struggling. You've had a couple of bad, batters, and now they know they're going to time you up. This is Major League Baseball. That's what they do.
Yeah.
So no matter how fast you throw, they will time you up at some point.
You're absolutely right. That's Jamie Rivers, Carey Davis, Anthony Stalter. How many legit Super Bowl contenders are there heading into the NFL season? Number I don't think is that big, but interested to see what these guys have to say. That's next on 101 ESPN.
Hey, it's Carey, and I'm here for my guys over at Scrap Mart Metals. If you're a contractor or you own a business that needs recycling, then you need to learn about Scrap Mart Metals. They are tailor-made for your business to meet your schedule and budget. At Scrap Mart, they understand that job site cleanup for contractors is a mess. Setting up a business account with them to recycle that metal is one less thing you have to do during cleanup. You'd be amazed how scrap metals add up and how it can help your business's cash flow. If you own heavy equipment, you know it's frustrating. You often have to repair it, fix it over and over again. At some point, it's going to break down for good, and you're going to have to end the suffering. Scrap Mart will come get it out of your way. They'll haul your equipment to one of their locations and get you a check the same day. Or if you want to haul it yourself, they have 3 convenient locations, Valley Park, Peevely, and Jonesburg. If it's metal, they will buy it. It is recycling made easy. They offer a convenient drive-on scale, and they have the highest payout. You will always get top dollar for your scrap metals. Just reach out to them at scrapmartmetals.com. My guy Lucas can talk to you about setting up a business account, get you rolling, get you started. Scrapmartmetals.com. That's scrapmartmetals.com, and tell them Carey sent you.
It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. How many legit Super Bowl contenders are there heading into the NFL season? Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers. I don't think this list is very long, but where are you guys at on this?
Legit contenders?
Yeah.
I mean, on the NFC side, maybe 2, the 49ers.
And the Lions, you're right, Carey.
Okay.
Yes.
3. I was actually going to say the Lions. I don't even know if the Eagles, I don't know where I would put them at on the NFC side based on how they ended last year. I think they're retooling, and I think they'll be back. They got some upgrades at corner, and they'll be much better in that position. So they might actually, I just didn't like how they finished the year. It was terrible. But on the NFC side, I like the 49ers again, and I do like the Lions a lot. On the AFC side, I mean, Kansas City, if Joe Burrow is healthy, maybe the Bengals.
Really?
I still
love Joe
believe,
Burrow, but I don't know, man.
believe in what they can do. And I think at some point, Lamar and the Ravens are going to get over that hump of he's going to make it to a Super Bowl at some point. Now, will he win it? I don't know. But he's going to play in the AFC Championship game and make it to the Super Bowl at some point in the next 2 to 3 years, in my opinion.
And if he doesn't?
He's going to be a quarterback that's making a lot of money.
I guess that's my question. Like, is the next 2 or 3 years, is that the window?
I think it is. Normally, he's got the contract because what eventually happens is once you start paying the quarterback and that money starts setting in, the roster starts
dwindling
down because all of the guys that are past their rookie contracts, the Zay Flowers of the world, all of the guys that you are going to have to pay, you're not going to be able to pay them. So I think the window for Baltimore is they're right in that window right now, 2 to 3 years for him to make it to a Super Bowl and win it. And those would really be, I don't trust the Chargers. I know they got a very good quarterback and a new coach. I don't trust the Jets. They are the Jets. I don't trust the Dolphins or the Bills. So I think it's probably 2 to 3 teams in each side.
Yeah. Let's cut through the crap. You guys ready?
Yeah, let's
I'm
do it.
going to throw out a team. You guys say yes or no. All right.
Okay.
Can you envision this team, let's just say, in a title game next year, okay? So, because Super Bowl, only 2 teams make it, like, you can envision them in an AFC or
Final
NFC
Four.
title game.
All right.
Buffalo Bills.
No.
Dolphins.
No.
Jets.
No.
Patriots.
No. Hell no.
Ravens.
Yes.
Browns.
No.
Steelers.
No.
Yes.
Oh, Carey, come on.
Majority wins on that. Browns. No.
Bengals. You're at the Bengals.
Oh, I'm sorry. Bengals. You're right. Bengals.
Yes.
Texans.
Yes.
No.
Not ready.
They're still a year or 2 away from an AFC Championship game. They could make it to a divisional game.
You guys like the Bengals more than the Texans?
Yes.
Bengals have, I believe they came in last place last year,
Yes.
so they will have a
They had
fourth.
No under center.
Oh, they will have the fourth.
What I'm saying is they'll have a
be playing the
fourth.
fourth.
right,
They have
I'm
a fourth
taking
place
it.
schedule.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Houston. See, I thought Detroit was a year ahead. Like heading into this season, I didn't think they'd make it to the NFC Championship game, and they did. So I think Houston can do it.
Start my own.
That's a majority. We said
Oh,
no.
God. I knew this was going to happen.
Okay. All right. Well, Texans are a no.
You say yes
for you
for
guys.
you.
Yeah, but I'm not going to. We're going to keep it to the you three because you're not going to have a divider. So
You don't have an opinion?
You guys said no. Yeah, I do, but I'm going to. That's why I started my own list. What if you just listen, Jamie? Somebody told me that about you one time.
Which coach?
Why don't you put them in a different category, like undecided or something?
All right, Jaguars.
No.
Colts.
No.
Titans.
No.
Chiefs.
Yes.
Raiders.
No.
Broncos.
No.
Chargers.
No.
Yes.
Oh.
No.
Okay. Cowboys.
No.
No.
Eagles.
Yes.
Yeah.
Giants.
No.
Nope.
Commanders.
No.
Nope.
Lions.
Yes. Of
Yes.
course.
Yes.
Packers.
Yes.
Hell's your problem?
No.
No. Yeah, I could see that.
Yes.
Yes.
The Packers?
Look what they did last year. They were 1 game away from it.
The Bears are going to be better than the Packers.
Oh,
this
my
year.
goodness.
No way.
I mean,
Vikings.
Carey.
No.
No.
Bears.
No.
No.
Bucks.
No.
Saints.
No. You can.
No.
NFC.
NFC South. No.
No.
49ers.
Yes.
Yes.
Rams.
No.
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 Look what they did last
Aaron
year.
Donald, the best player to ever play defense, in some people's opinion.
I know.
It's no longer there.
Fine, but I was surprised at how good they were last year.
Aaron Donald.
I'll give you that.
All right, no.
Donald, no. Seahawks and Cardinals, no.
No.
So 7. You guys came up with 7. 7
Was it 7?
AFC, NFC title contenders. So take that what it is. Now, I don't think the Bengals, but I do say the Texans. So my list would be about 7 too. I don't disagree with any of these except for Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati's lost too much over the years.
Yeah, but you said they're capable of it. Like, if you squint, for me, that's why I looked at the Bengals. I was like, if you squint, Joe Burrow plays like he did. So, like, when Joe Burrow had that one season where they went to the AFC Championship, was that it?
Super Bowl.
Oh, they went to the Super Bowl. Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
He had no offensive line. The guy got hit more than any quarterback in the history of playing.
True.
And he got them there. So I look at that now. Even though there's a decline in their roster, and it's maybe not as sexy as some of the other rosters, you still have Joe Burrow, and if he does that again, it's in play.
Yeah.
That's my thought on it.
Yeah. I would swap them out with the Texans. That's all. But the list would still,
I do
still
like
be the same.
the
It'd be
Texans.
7.
I do. They've added, and like Stroud's only going to get better.
Yeah.
I do like them.
I think
they're in an easy division, too.
Yeah. The
Easy-ish.
Jaguars are interesting to me because what's the real Jaguars team? Was
I
it
don't
the
know.
one that went to the playoffs 2 years ago that won the division? Trevor Lawrence was great. Now last year they had extreme ups and downs. They're 9-8. They weren't a bad team. They're more average than bad. So what's the real Jaguars? Either way, I still like the Texans significantly better than them.
I think the Jags are a team that is a playoff team, and then that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
I think they
they're a
could
Jag.
win one.
That's because of the division they're in.
They're a Jat. Just a team. Yep,
Yeah.
they're a Jat. Yep. All right. Nice job, guys. So 7's our list. 7's the number.
Mine's 9, but whatever.
Jeez, Marshy's just handing out spots.
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean, you know what? Why don't I do this? Why don't I get rid of Detroit? I'll go ahead and get rid of Green Bay.
Go ahead.
You get rid of Green Bay.
Yeah.
Why was Green Bay on your list?
Well, I think there are teams that I believe can
Green Bay was on
get
our
to
list.
the Super Bowl.
You said no, but these two said yes.
Oh, that stinks.
And you
I think
said yes.
And I said
Houston
yes.
and Green Bay are my two, I want to call them sleeper teams.
You don't like Green Bay?
I don't
Sorry,
dislike.
Marsh.
I don't like them in the NFC Championship game
Why not?
because they ain't gonna make it.
I mean, it's a good way to defend your point, Carey.
They were 1 win away from the championship game last year.
Youngest.
They beat a terrible Dallas team.
That's fair.
That just fell asleep.
They
might as well.
bonesawed them.
No, Dallas did not
They
even show
crushed
up.
them.
I don't disagree.
7-point dog.
Dallas, I don't know what the hell they were doing. They didn't even show up to the game. They thought they thought they had a first round bye.
They had San Francisco beat, too.
They didn't because they didn't win the game.
Youngest defense a year ago.
And that's why
Jordan Love this year.
they are too young, entirely too young as a team. Receivers, quarterback, too young.
They're too
To
young a
be
year
a
ago.
champion, and they didn't make it to the NFC Championship game. That's why they lost to the 49ers.
They were a game away from it, Carey.
Yeah,
The
so was
49ers
I
finished
when we
last
lost to the
place here.
Eagles, and it didn't. Nobody cared.
The 49ers had two teams that basically shot themselves in the foot. That's why they made it to the Super Bowl.
No, the Lions shot themselves in the foot. The 49ers
49ers did, too.
in that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember Love throwing the pick at the end?
Oh yeah.
They had them.
Yeah, they
Dead to
missed the
rights.
field goal.
They missed the field goal, yep. All right, go ahead.
I just don't think they're gonna make it. That's fine.
Oh, we got all offseason to talk
We got
about.
all off season.
Gauntlet next on 101 ESPN.
If you are currently thinking about a remodel for your home or you're just in the market for replacement windows, Window World is your one-stop shop. They are the preferred window of your St. Louis Blues. And Window World windows are one of two windows with the Good Housekeeping seal of approval. And why do they have that? Well, their window is a double-strength glass that you just don't find in ordinary replacement windows. And I went over to the showroom, stood on one of these windows, and kind of bounced up and down. The window didn't break. I was amazed at the quality of the window, but then I was even more amazed at the customer service and the precision that the technicians have. They make sure that the measurements are perfect. And then the windows that they order, they are custom for your home. They're not just generic windows. That way they fit better. There's no leaks. There's no air that gets in or out. It's really an amazing job by the people over at Window World. And they also back it all up with a lifetime warranty that covers all the parts, the glass breakage, and the labor. And right now, they are offering 36 months same as cash financing with approved credit. All you have to do is call over there. Tell them that Jamie Rivers from 101 sent you in. That number's 314-993-1800. Again, that number's 314-993-1800. Or you can visit them at windowworldstlouis.com.
4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you master the Gauntlet?
The Gauntlet is powered by Master, your hometown source for business communications for more than 30 years. Visit mastor.com.
Your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Andrew Marsh. I'm Anthony Stalter, and we've got Mitch in for the Gauntlet. What's up, Mitch?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Not much, man. Appreciate you joining us today. Is this your first time?
Yeah, first time.
All right, great. Well, welcome aboard. Appreciate you listening. Thanks for playing. Would you like to go with Marsh, Carey, Jamie, or me in the Gauntlet?
Let's go after Carey today.
Carey Davis, CD.
Oh, welcome back, CD.
Glad to be back.
Welcome back, CD.
Good luck, Mitch.
There you go. All right. Mitch, go ahead and tell Marsh to spin that wheel. We'll find out what category you get.
Spin that wheel.
What are you hoping for, Mitch?
Hoping for baseball.
All right. Marsh is looking at it right now. Oop, must have been close on something.
It's going to have to be Mitchie football today.
A little foosball action? Okay.
Now, Mitch, do you prefer that you're going to go head-to-head with Carey on football, or would you rather have gotten another topic? Because it depends. Some people want that. They want that smoke.
No, another topic would have been nice.
All right.
At least you're honest.
I don't blame you.
All right, let's see.
Well, Anthony's messing with the pages here.
All right. Mitch, 4 questions. Each worth 2 points unless you ask for the options. If you ask for the options, they're worth 1 point. Are you ready?
Ready.
All right, this one's a little lengthy, so give me a second here. In 2008, this quarterback started the majority of the Lions games and impressively led those historic Lions to an 0-16 season. Name this quarterback. Name the quarterback of the 2008 Lions who led them to an 0-16 season.
Give me the options.
Dan Orlovsky, John Kitna, or Dante Culpepper?
Orlovsky ran out of bounds. I'll go Orlovsky.
Final answer?
Final answer.
All right, Mitch. Question number 2. Before 2023, the last time the Lions... I see where we're headed here now, huh? It's my turn.
Yep.
All right. Before 2023, the last time the Lions won a playoff game was in January of 1992. They were blown out 41-10 in this NFC championship against which team who went on to win the Super Bowl?
92. Give me the options.
Was it the Dallas Cowboys, the New York Giants, or the Washington Redskins?
Washington Redskins, final answer.
Question number 3. How many times have the Patriots made the playoffs after Tom Brady left?
How many times after Brady left?
So after Brady left.
I don't believe they have. 0. Final answer.
All right, Mitch, final question. Tom Brady went out with a bang in his final moment as a Patriot, throwing a pick 6 in the wild card round with 9 seconds left against which team?
Logan Ryan, Tennessee Titans, final answer.
There you go.
I really like these questions.
Jamie got
Tom
his
Brady, damn legend.
dig in today. All right, let's bring back CD. How you feeling, Mitch?
Not too good, but we'll see what we got.
Okay.
We'll see what we got.
Never know. Sometimes, even if it's our quote-unquote sport, it can be tough.
It depends. Like I have blank spots in my where I'm like when it comes to like dates and things like that.
Yep.
Not great.
All right, CD, how's it going to silence?
Yeah. In there by myself, just hanging out.
It was silent.
I thought it was rude of Mike Ryder to get up and just leave you.
Well, he got things to do. He's here all day.
Yeah, but he didn't have to say blank this. I'm not sitting with CD.
I
too far.
That was a bit much, but I mean,
at least he's honest.
I wasn't here yesterday and the day before, so maybe it was something with that.
Maybe something to it.
Yeah.
Carey, your category is football today.
Hey, all right.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
Jamie?
Oh, you better pack a lunch.
Okay.
Question 1. In 2008, this quarterback started the majority of the Lions games and impressively led those historic Lions to an 0-16 season.
Yeah.
Name the quarterback who started the majority of the games for the Lions in 2008.
Oh, man. Give me the options.
Dan Orlovsky, John Kitna, Dante Culpepper.
Wasn't John Kitten, I don't think. That is a very good question. Give me Dan Orlovsky.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Okay, question 2. Before 2023, the last time the Lions won a playoff game was in January of 1992. They were blown out 41-10 in this NFC Championship against which team who went on to win the Super Bowl?
92?
That is correct.
The Cowboys. Final answer. Oh, give me a second.
You
Final
said
answer.
final answer.
Cowboys, final answer.
You know,
92.
according to law here, you know, it's very serious.
92, 93, 49ers, 94, 95. Okay, yeah, Cowboys.
Question number 3. How many times have the Patriots made the playoffs after Tom Brady left?
And ever, Bob? No, have they made it? Let's go. Need options. Let's go 0. Final answer.
And the last question for you, Carey. Tom Brady went out with a bang in his final moment as a Patriot, throwing a pick 6 in the wild card round with 9 seconds left against which team?
Pick 6. Wild card. AFC. Ooh. I'll be here all day. I'm sure I could come up with it, but I won't. Waste your time. Options, please.
All right. Tennessee Titans, Jacksonville Jaguars, Cincinnati Bengals. Ben Gals.
Tennessee Titans, Jacksonville.
Jaguars, Bengals.
I don't think it was Jacksonville. Give me the Cincinnati Bengals. Final answer.
All right. Let's go over these. In 2008, this quarterback started the majority of the Lions games and impressively led those historic Lions to an 0-16 season. Name this quarterback. Mitch, you said Dan Orlovsky. Carey, you said Dan Orlovsky. Correct answer is...
One of the best guys at breaking things down on ESPN currently, Dan Orlovsky.
Both of you needed the option, so we have a 1-1 tie. How many times have the Patriots made the playoffs after Tom Brady left? Mitch, you said 0. Carey, you said 0. Correct answer is...
It is 1.
Mac Jones made the playoffs his rookie year. Got crushed by Buffalo. Absolutely, yeah, murdered.
Pulverized.
So we have a 1-1 tie. Tom Brady went out with a bang in his final moment as a Patriot, throwing a pick 6 in the wild card round with 9 seconds left against which team?
Okay.
Carey, you listened to the options, you went Bengals. Mitch, you said Titans and also gave the corner who had the pick 6. Correct answer is...
It's the Tennessee Titans.
It's the Tennessee Titans, Logan Ryan. So Mitch did not need the options, knew it right away. That's a +2. So Mitch is up 2 on Carey. Final question. Carey did not need the options on this one, or he did not use them. Mitch did. You have opposite answers.
Okay.
Before 2023, the last time the Lions won a playoff game was in January of 1992. They were blown out 41-10 in the NFC Championship against which team who went on to win the Super Bowl? Mitch, you said the Washington Redskins. Carey, without the options, you said the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
If it's the Cowboys, we've got a walk-off.
Okay.
If it's the Redskins or the Giants, who are the other team, Mitch is going to win today. Mitch.
You have chosen wisely.
So in 1992, the Washington Redskins beat the Buffalo Bills.
90?
It's the regular season and the postseason that gets you confused. That's why I love Major League Baseball.
93 is when the Cowboys beat the Bills. Then they beat the Bills again. Took a year off, then beat your Pittsburgh Steelers. It was Washington in 92. They beat the Bills.
No, they beat the Lions.
They beat the Lions, then went on to beat the Bills.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
But pertaining to the question.
Yes.
94.
The reason why I got confused too.
Because
I thought it was the Cowboys
92-93 season, the Cowboys won the championship.
The 92-93 season, Cowboys won it. You were a year off.
Mm-hmm. The question was 92.
January of 92.
Championship
I
game.
hate that.
Yes, the 92 championship
They're
game
trying to get at me with these questions.
was
Gary, but they
Washington
got you.
and Detroit.
I hate that.
I'm sorry.
Because
We still have Mitch, don't we?
Oh, sorry, Mitch. Good job, Mitch.
Yeah,
First of all, Mitch,
there you go.
Congratulations.
92.
You absolutely drilled Carey 4-1 in football today.
Yeah,
I mean,
did.
drilled them. Nice job. You'll be back tomorrow.
How's that
Congrats.
feel, Carey?
Not great.
I bet
Sounds
not.
good.
Nice job. All right. Sorry, Mitch.
90?
Was 91, 92.
92. Cowboys won the championship 92-93. The 49ers won it in
Yeah, but
94.
they won in the playoffs in 93.
nobody counts it that way.
It's like hockey.
Nobody
too.
counts
The
it that
99
way.
Rams
It's like
played the Super Bowl in 2000.
And they,
Yeah, nobody
the
counts it
Blues
that way.
were the 2019 Stanley Cup champions, but it was 2018-2019 season.
No one really
But they
cares about
played regular
2018.
season
yeah.
games in 2019.
They did,
You
Carey.
don't play regular season like the regular season usually ends
I know.
around January when you get to the playoffs. That
Yeah,
doesn't count.
But then the calendar
It's the
changes to a
season.
different year.
No.
Carey, we understand your confusion and like we get it. But there will be no justice
No one
for
cares.
CD.
All right. That's cool.
Mitch gotcha.
Not a problem.
Somebody goes, this was unfair. Jamie has 12 teams. He wasn't even hurt like the rest of you were.
I mean, that's a great point.
They didn't even. There was no Buccaneer questions.
Yeah, that was.
Well, you went after Tom. Whoever they went after Tom.
They went after Tom for sure. Yep. You don't remember? You don't remember the Titans game?
That was a great
I don't remember.
movie.
That was a great movie.
That was a
Denzel
great
played
movie.
a,
Yeah.
was a, you know,
So the Tennessee Titans, but yeah, that was. Yep.
Oh, the Tennessee
Left side,
Titans.
strong side. Yeah, I get to
Left
remember
side,
the
strong
Titans. But
side.
yep. All right. How can the Blues become a Western Conference contender? Jamie will tell you next on 101 ESPN. So The Athletic put together an article about the NHL Stanley Cup checklist, how each non-playoff team can become a Western Conference contender. There's a bunch of different things that The Athletic outlined in the article, talking about an elite first-line center who's among the very best players in the world, elite first-line winger to support that elite center, 2 other top-line wingers on each of the top 2 lines, top-line center. I mean, basically, just put together the greatest team known to man. And you'll be there.
I love how they do those things. Oh, you just need 4 or 5 guys, and you're right there.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, blanket statement.
Nonetheless, the Blues, as they wrote, the Blues simply aren't playoff caliber just yet. The goaltending did the most to help St. Louis get there this year, but it's clear this team is lacking everywhere else. Defense is a red flag with few check marks in sight, but contract clauses aren't making life any easier for management to upgrade. Up front, there are obvious holes as well. Just adding another high-end forward would knock most players into more appropriate roles. But the more likely solution at this point may be trading someone like Pavel Buchnevich for a haul to make things worse before they can get better. So what's your thoughts on that blurb there, Jamie? And what are your thoughts on how to, build one of the greatest teams ever?
Well, greatest ever, that could be a tough one for anybody. But the Pavel Buchnevich theory goes against everything Doug Armstrong has talked about. He hasn't talked about a rebuild. If he was going to do a rebuild, Buch would have been gone at the deadline last year, and you would have gotten some young players or draft picks from a contending team that believed that Pavel Buchnevich was the missing piece.
Right.
But Army didn't do that. In fact, Army said at his press conference he's open to talking with Buchnevich, would like to keep him here as a Blue, depending on what the expectations are. So that doesn't sound, to me, like trading him's a viable option to get worse. So if you go ahead and get worse, again, you're in a real pickle then, because you still have a ton of no trade clauses on your roster with term and money left on it.
Yeah.
So basically then you'll just be a middling team for the next 3-4 years, which is the worst recipe for a team that's either trying to retool or rebuild because you're stuck in the mud.
Right.
So that, to me, unfortunately, the Athletic is 0 for 1 on their suggestions when it comes to that. Now, as far as adding a high-end forward, that's not the number one piece. We talked about it yesterday. For me, it's adding a top 4 defenseman.
Yeah.
You watch the way these teams are competing in the playoffs, and we talked about the goaltending, and the Blues have that. They got Binnington and Hofer. Is there going to be a drop-off with Binnington? I don't think so. And the reason I don't think so is because if Army's able to upgrade the defense a little bit, that makes Binnington and Hofer their jobs easier. And the more I watch guys that are playing currently, and I'm just going to keep harping on this, guys like Nikita Zadorov, if you add that guy, your defensive core is so much stronger, you don't have to add that high-end forward. It would be nice, yeah. I'd love to add a Mitch Marner or a Nylander just because, right? But there is a thing called the salary cap. And if you're going to build your team the right way, I don't know about you guys. I don't want my Blues team to emulate, what the Maple Leafs are, or even what the Edmonton Oilers are. I know the Oilers came up with a big victory last night, but they're top heavy. They got some superstars up front, but their defense core is 3 guys deep, and their goaltender. Thank goodness they got a game out of Calvin Pickard yesterday, because Stuart Skinner he's been evasive, as we've talked about, where he can't even get hit by the puck. So, to me, adding another high-end forward as a priority, I don't see that being the right thing to do, because, you still have to defend.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I disagree with the Athletic. Once again, they have their own formula that they use, and that's great. I'm happy for them. They found some numbers to solidify their argument.
Right.
But honestly, if you guys are watching the playoffs, or when you do, it's the goaltending and the defense that are winning games.
Is there any way, with all of these requirements that they're saying that the Blues need, that some of those guys are some of these younger players that could ascend to maybe elite or top line center, top line forward? Matthew Kessel, one of the top defenders, top D-men. Is that a possibility for any of those younger guys to fill those roles and maybe become a top 6 forward and push some of the older guys down a little bit?
Yeah, I don't know if I see that right now. Dalibor Dvorsky is going to be interesting to see him playing with the big boys. Next year at training camp, he will be in full throttle because he played in the OHL last year, which makes him eligible to go for training camp and compete with the guys. And listening to the young man, he thinks he can take a spot. And if that's the case, like, he'll be a top 9 forward, but he's a guy that could challenge for a top 6 spot. Bolduc could too. We'll see. I mean, he's got speed, he's got skill. Does he have enough consistency in his game to legitimately push somebody down or push somebody out? I don't know. We'll see. Again, I go back to a guy like Chandler Stevenson. So the Athletics talking about a high-end player. I'm talking more about a second-line center. He's not a high-end guy. He's got high-end speed. He's got a Stanley Cup ring now. He's got high-end compete, but he's not flashy. But he's got great speed. He hits like a truck. He'd be great for your forecheck, great for your penalty kill, great for your power play. And he's not going to cost you $11 million on your salary cap. And by putting him as your second-line center, we talked about it yesterday, Pavel Buchnevich no longer has to try and play center, which he really doesn't like playing. Doesn't like it. He's not comfortable there. But he's such a good player that you can put him there, and the team still has a certain level of success with him there. But ultimately, you'd have Robert Thomas, player X, in this case, on my wish list, Chandler Stevenson. Then you'd have Braden Shen as your third-line center. So you talk about that bumping down effect. Now you're pretty solid through the middle. What happens with Kevin Hayes? I don't know. Does he shift to the wing? Maybe. I don't know what happens there, but I know that by solidifying a number 2 center, now you're strong down the middle of the ice. And when Oscar Sundqvist does come back, you've got 4 great centermen down the middle of the ice. And if you've added that top 4D, now you've got a solid defense core and you've got the goaltending. That's how you build a championship team. Strong D, good goaltending, and strong down the middle of the ice.
There you go. There you have it. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Well said, Jamie. 314-399-9646. That's the Air Comfort Service text line. So if you have a question for us, send it there. We got a Sports Six-Pack next on 101 ESPN. The Missouri Athletic Club, man, that's the spot. It's a great, it's got two locations. The West Clubhouse I often use for working out, and I often use to, use their business center and things like that. But the downtown clubhouse, man, that's fantastic. Historic building. We did a recent broadcast there for the College Basketball Writers Association Awards. It's a great event. Jamie's done some things there with the Blues as well. They always, put on the best events. Great food as well. So if we're making a date night, great. Or I'm out with these guys before the broadcast, taking in their buffet. Missouri Athletic Club, man, that's the spot. MAC, my MAC, Missouri Athletic Club.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Cardinals pick up a victory over the Angels last night by a final score of 7-6. They go for the sweep tonight as Lance Lynn takes the mound going up against Griffin Canning. First pitch tonight between the Cards and the Angels is at 8:07. We talked earlier today with Brad Thompson. If you missed that interview, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 mobile app. Just head to the podcast page and you'll find all of our interviews and full shows there. And it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. We have our Sports Six-Pack coming up next. So if you have a question you want to send our way, do so using the Air Comfort Service text line 314-399-9646. Sports Six-Pack coming up next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
This is the Fast Lane, driven by Scrap Mart Metals Recycling on 101 ESPN.
I have a question.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is now.
It's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter. Here's Andrew Marsh with your questions via the Air Comfort Service text line.
Question number 1.
All right, this first one comes from the 314. How long does the back of Paul Goldschmidt's baseball card keep him in the lineup consistently?
As long as he's with St. Louis.
Forever. No, as long as he's with St. Louis.
Yeah.
I agree.
If you're Ollie, you're not replacing him.
No.
It's Paul Goldschmidt. So I know that may not make a lot of sense to you. If you're struggling, no contract beyond this year, I get it. I would get it all. Any counter to this statement, I completely understand. It's irrefutable. But that's Ollie's going to continue to play a veteran like Paul Goldschmidt. He's going to give him the longest runway in ever, Bob. That's my thought.
I agree. I don't see enough of a struggle at any point where he's not in the lineup consistently. And he's got hits in his last 4 games. So maybe the corner has been turned.
Yeah,
He
maybe.
hit that home run a couple of nights ago. He didn't look great, but
BT did mention Goldschmidt when I asked him about tangible evidence over the last couple of nights, even if it's a small sample size of things possibly turning around. He mentioned Goldschmidt first. So maybe there's something that BT is seeing that leads him to believe that there will be some success forthcoming here with Paul Goldschmidt.
Yeah, and although it hasn't been pretty, it still has been early in the season. And the question about the back of the baseball card, you kind of have to take that into consideration for a guy like Paul Goldschmidt, to where if he starts heating up, then you don't have to worry about it. Yeah. So then the back of the baseball card would then carry what we're talking about. You say, okay, well, he's back, he's doing his thing. If he cools down again and gets ice cold, well, then, the back of the baseball card will carry him through this season. Because he's a free agent after that. And the Cardinals would be silly to extend him if he continues to not produce.
Right. I agree.
Question number 2.
From the 314, what's worse, shanking a game-winning field goal, missing the winner on a shootout, or missing a clutch free throw?
Oh, man.
Free throw.
It's free. There's
nothing's free.
You shoot what was the other one? Shanking a field goal, and what was the other one?
Missing a shootout.
Missing a shootout.
Yeah, there's goalies and defenders for that.
There are people there for the other ones. You're at the line, essentially nobody guarding you, and you miss a free throw. It's kind of sticks with you.
Yeah.
Illini brethren, Nick Anderson.
Yeah, I got to go free throw too.
Yeah.
It's the one thing that, it's the one thing in all of sports that doesn't really change.
Yeah.
It's the same distance.
It is.
And it's the same distance in high school, same distance in college, same distance in the NBA.
Yeah.
It's the thing that you can do over and over and over again by yourself.
And nobody's in front of you.
Nobody's in front of you. Nobody's trying to defend it.
Yeah.
So, I got to go with free throw.
Question number 3.
From the 217, do you drink different beers depending on the weather and or where you are?
I do. Yep.
Really?
That's a great question.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a great question.
What changes?
Like if I'm in if I'm at like on vacation and I'm down south somewhere, Florida, Corona. If
tastes better?
I don't know. It's kind of a when in Rome thing. But after mowing the lawn or something, usually I'll do like a Budweiser, Bud Select. If I'm grilling, maybe I get a little fancier.
Stella.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice.
Or what, like a craft beer. Something I'm not gonna power drink while I'm grilling. If I'm watching us.
Oh, sure.
Okay, I'll still have about 6.
What about you? What are you drinking? What beer?
I'm a Bud Select guy.
Okay.
Now, the problem with Bud Select is they don't have it in Canada. So when I travel to Canada, I go back to Labatt's Blue.
Okay.
Yeah. The Canadians' favorite colors are blue and blue light. Labatt's.
You're not a Molson guy?
I used to be, but
It used to be.
I don't know. And Labatt's Blue is kind of a staple. It's kind of like your Budweiser up there. But yeah, I'm a Bud Select guy. Certain occasions, I'll go for the Corona. So I did that. We were out in California this year, and when Ashley came out to visit, we were sitting at the beach in Venice Beach, and went over to, she's like, let's get a couple beers. I'm like, great. So I walked over and said, oh, yeah, Corona.
Yeah.
This is perfect for the waves are crashing, little sun.
It matters where I'm at.
Huh?
No. I'm not really a beer drinker, though. Like, I'll drink every now and then.
Pretend for the question.
Okay, come on. I'm going to drink a Blue Moon.
Ooh, great.
Okay.
Blue Moons. Yeah, they're
Everywhere.
Okay.
Like,
Moon.
and maybe,
That's like
depending on where
patio
I'm
beer.
at, a Modelo. I like a Modelo.
Oh, you're a fancy guy. He doesn't like our Corona. He wants a
he doesn't.
Modelo.
Yeah, Modelo.
Okay, all right.
Blue Moon.
Little Corona with lime, yeah.
Jack in the Snake Pit says, I agree, Anthony, but definitely not Miller in Chicago. Oh, I could still have a tall, cool Budweiser.
I like, whenever I go to the lake, I like either a Mick Golden or a nice summer shandy. You ever have one of those?
Yes, I like
Those
the
are good.
Leinenkugel.
Yes.
I like those a lot.
Yeah.
No, thanks.
Jace,
Give me a beer, please.
those are
is
you know
a
what
beer.
though?
Those are
I'm not, those are
beer.
those are
Never had
good.
it.
Those are terrible.
Oh, come on. Grow up.
Listen, hey. Jay said Corona is the beer of choice of the Fast and Furious family. I see, Anthony. Gator Blue Moon is delicious. That's good stuff.
Blue Moon.
CD fancy
CD.
with that Modelo.
Modelo, yeah.
Shout out to the Snake Pit.
When are you ever diving into a Bud Heavy?
I drink Bud
I
Heavy.
have no problem with that.
Nothing
Okay.
heavy about it. King of beers.
No, if it's nice cold beer out there,
Yeah.
like a nice cold temperature, yeah, absolutely. I don't care.
After I
I'm saying,
mow the lawn,
you're like feeling
perfect,
like,
man.
I don't feel so great right now. I probably shouldn't get a Bud Heavy, maybe a Bud Select or like a Michelob Ultra.
That's when you just keep powering through and you
Yeah.
pass out.
That's when you drop a shoulder and drive the net. Just go for it.
James onto something.
Question number 4.
All right, this says sports six-pack of questions. I don't see a question mark on this text, but I'm going to read it anyways. From the 980. Guys, I'm sick of this cycle of guys being drafted and developed in the Cardinal organization and going to other organizations that untapped potential the Cardinals couldn't. For a team that depends heavily on young players, here we go. Is it time to hire new people for the developmental and talent evaluation staff? No question mark, but that was a question.
Is it time to hire new people for the development part of the organization?
So so let's be honest and break this down a little bit, because I think sometimes we overlook some of the successes. And if you look at recently, like you have to look at a Lars Nootbaar, Brendan Donovan,
Tommy Edman.
Now,
he'll never play again, but Tommy Edman.
Mason Wynn, Nolan Gorman, Jordan Walker. Like, you have drafted and developed some guys that, like, anytime you draft and develop a player and they become a regular major league player, a regular NFL player, NHL on the roster, that's a success.
Yes.
Now, if they become like Hall of Fame caliber, obviously that's the home run in quotation, air
See
quotes.
what you did there talking about the Cardinals? Yeah, home run.
Well, I wouldn't be talking about the Cardinals. As much as the Cardinals have whiffed on their pitching, drafting and developing here recently, overall, they've done a pretty good job when you have that number of people that are in your on your roster, in your lineup on a daily basis, you've done your job pretty well.
I would push back and say they didn't whiff. They just traded him, the pitching. They drafted him. And
yeah, but since that, so like Carey, since they've traded him,
it's almost development,
not drafting.
But also drafting, because if you go back to, and Anthony and I talked about this yesterday, so in fairness to you, you weren't here. But
should have been here, Carey.
There's a gap there.
You helping your kid?
You traded all these guys or these pitchers that are now like Cy Young award winners, but then you thought you were refilling the hole with other pitchers like Dakota Hudson, Reyes, Carlos Martinez. Like you thought to yourself, okay, to me that's where they drafted and kind of missed, because those guys weren't ever consistent major league pitchers. That's just my thought.
I completely agree. I think you're spot on with that. I think there's a difference between drafting and developing. They've had an eye for talent. I mean, that's the thing when you have all these guys going on. I mean, Adolis Garcia. At some point, somebody had their eyes within the Cardinals organization on Adolis Garcia for him to be a Cardinal. Same thing with Randy Arozarena. Same thing with Sandy Alcantara. Same thing with Zach Gallen. Same thing with...
Just keep going.
Tyler O'Neill, I guess.
Well, I think you said something that is important as well, because not every player is going to be a Hall of Famer, right? You're going to have some players that are starters and have long careers, and they're, staples in your lineup or on your team, but they're not going to be the Hall of Fame players. And then you brought up Reyes and Jack Flaherty. Those two guys were projected to be outstanding. Injury bug kind of caught up with him. I thought Carlos Martinez was
he was a stud.
He was your guy. You know what I mean? So they have done a pretty good job. It's just, I think when you think about other organizations, you want that Hall of Fame, that one guy that you can hang your hat on and say, but those guys are far and few between. It's hard to get those guys.
All right. I think we got 2 left. So let's carry it over.
Yeah, let's do it.
Next in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six Pack is now.
It's the Fast Lane on 101 at ESPN. Let's continue our Sports Six Pack with Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Marsh, go.
Question number 5.
All right, from the 636, with the 1 win over the Brewers and with the 2 wins over the Angels, do you think this Cardinals team has changed, or do you think that this is just another false alarm?
I think if you don't believe, then get out.
Believe in what, Anthony?
Cardinals turning things around.
Carey, you don't have to leave.
No, let him go. He doesn't believe. Why do you think I said that? I wanted to see who among us will leave. Now, if you're in your car, keep driving.
Yeah,
be safe out there. No, I mean, look, it's
out there.
Carey, come on, you're not leaving.
Nah, I'm not going to.
You almost had those glasses surgically put on you permanently.
I actually thought about getting them tattooed. Getting a tattoo.
That'd be a great look.
Yeah,
I like your spirit.
Yeah.
I'll do that for you. I got a kid at home.
I'm okay.
Be fine. We'll set the needle nice and deep so the color's good.
Nah, I'm okay. I didn't think
No?
You can practice elsewhere and I'll watch, and then you let me know.
Yeah. I've got a great portfolio.
Bring your portfolio in. Let me take a look. See,
I'll throw it right on the table for you. Take a look. You can thumb through it.
Appreciate it.
Anyways, in all seriousness, look, if you're going to lose against the White Sox, 2 of 3, and we're all going to complain about that. Can't really complain about the opponent when you're winning. I think baseball's streaky. We'll just see how far this streak goes.
Yeah.
If they lose tonight and then lose 2 of 3 against Boston at home here, then no, nothing has changed. But I mean, the offense was dreadful. And now they've come alive a little bit. Have they had some help? Oh, yeah. Yeah, big time.
Sometimes you need help.
But sometimes you need help. A little bit of confidence, a little bit of luck, a little bit of the opponent beating themselves, and then before you know it, you got a 17-game winning streak. And
17 games.
The fan base wants to honor the manager by enshrining him in gold outside of St. Louis.
Yes.
That manager
You know what?
Stadium.
We've been thinking about it all wrong. If the Cardinals lose, we think, Ollie will end up losing his job. And I think a lot of fans probably want that. However, if we know anything about this team, is that if they win 17 straight games, Anthony, then they'll get rid of the manager.
Yep.
We're thinking about it wrong.
There you go.
Marsh, I mean, that's the type of brilliant, out-of-the-box thinking that we all want and need more of out of you.
Good job, Marsh.
Nice job, Marsh.
Well done, son.
Yeah, well done. Between Jamie's portfolio and your comment there, Marsh, we're really doing things now in the Fast Lane. Really accomplishing things.
There we are.
What portfolio?
Don't
Question
ask.
6, please.
Yep. Is it a physical one or is it?
Well,
You can call it a resume.
I don't think you want to.
you don't want to know, Marsh. You don't want to know.
Yeah, not at all.
Oh, you might.
I think I kind of want to know. That reminds me, what's that movie? The movie Dewey Cox,
Yeah.
where they're like talking about various different things. And he's like, you don't want it, and he's like, I kind of want to try it.
You showed me that clip one time. That was funny. Good times, huh?
Question number 6.
All right, from the 636, is there another player, another young player on the Cardinals that you could see having a better career than Nolan Gorman and or Jordan Walker? And is that a bad thing for the Cardinals if that ends up happening?
No, I could see Mason Wynn having a better career than those two, and I wouldn't think that would be bad. It's still a high draft pick.
Yeah.
Relatively high. I think it was, a second-round pick. And somebody that was a top prospect that developed at a premium position. So, no, what if, and look, this is, I'm reaching big time here, but I'm just, for the sake of the argument, if Mason Wynn has like Francisco Lindor's career, anybody upset about that?
No, obviously not.
Right. So,
What about Alec Burleson? Is he considered young still? He's 25. But he ends up being
Burley's only
better.
25.
Yeah, he
looks every bit of 35.
That's his secret. That way, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, at least. What if it's Alec Burleson is the bat that we thought Nolan Gorman was?
Oof,
I don't think that would fly with the fan base. No.
Why? You're getting the production.
It really does. It really shouldn't matter. But I'm just saying from the fan base perspective.
Right.
I mean, look what we do. Jamie brought this point up last segment. Look what we do with Donovan and Edman. We don't even count those guys at all. Like, they don't count. Like, no, they do. They grew up in the organization. They've made it. They're starters for you. They're homegrown talent. Like, doesn't count.
They're not superstars.
Yeah, they're not Carlson. They're not Walker. They're not Wynn. They're not Gorman. There's something about the top prospects being the ones that need to kind of pan out.
Yeah.
Even though it shouldn't matter.
So you think if Mason Wynn has a better career than Jordan Walker?
Look at Tom Brady. Tom Brady, 6th-round pick. None of it mattered.
It didn't matter, but
didn't matter. He was a 6th-round pick at the end.
No, at the end it didn't matter.
Winning is the only thing that matters.
I agree.
Bob.
You're right. What are you saying, Marshall?
You think if Mason Wynn has a better career than Jordan Walker, like obviously that is a good thing that he has a good career, but with the hype of Jordan Walker and Nolan Gorman, them not having great, because Mason Wynn is not known as an offensive player compared to those two. Like I would be concerned, actually.
You would be?
I would, and I wouldn't. Like, I would be happy that Mason Wynn would have a great career, but I would be concerned at the fact that those two did not.
Yeah, but
or they didn't pan out to
the
be what they
ceiling,
should
though?
have been.
How good are we talking?
Yeah, but you're also assuming that those other guys are, like, bad. We just said if it's a player that has better, like it ends up better, I believe was the question. If that's the case, if Mason Wynn ends up being better than Gorman, but Gorman's still hitting 20, 25 bombs a year, like you're still doing okay.
I get what you're saying.
I think you're talking further ends of the spectrum, though. Like Mason Wynn being a perennial all-star and, a Nolan Gorman or Jordan Walker.
Being a Dylan Carlson.
Yeah. A guy with the potential but never really panning out to being what the expectations were.
Because Mason Wynn's not going to hit 20 to 30 home runs a season.
But he does play a premium position.
He does.
So I think that factors in. I know what you're saying, but I think that factors in. But are you counting the stolen bases too? I mean, this goes back to us only caring about power. And then we bitch about, I only care about home runs. Well, if that's what we're keying in on too.
Not me. I care about.
We get it, Carey. You're
down.
special.
Okay, so.
Yeah.
You got special takes. You're a special human being. We get it.
Let somebody acknowledge it.
Special teams.
You guys missed me the last couple days?
We did. We absolutely did, yeah.
Especially when Mason Wynn was a leadoff hitter.
Yes.
We missed your fireworks, the celebration
No
that would
kidding.
have been.
Hopefully. One day again.
Marsh, I don't feel like you're satisfied with
He's
the.
completely
Yeah.
I'm not satisfied.
I can see it on your
He does
face.
not like
Didn't get the job done.
I can see why you want to ask us more.
It looks like someone farted in his mouth.
Yes, it totally does.
Bitter beer face. I'd rather have a free beer or Friday or whatever.
Yeah,
face.
Free beer Friday.
Yes.
He's going to buy
Buy
10
a
tickets.
Cardinal ticket for that.
Yeah.
You're going to buy 10.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to the
Some
game on Friday,
restrictions.
so.
Are you?
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm just going to bring 9 people with me that don't drink their beer.
Not a bad strategy. Yeah. Let's hope one doesn't drink beer at all and is driving.
Well, yeah, that's my kid.
Yeah. There you go.
I mean, why else have them?
I mean, you know what? It flows downhill, right?
Yeah, darn right.
Sorry, son.
Yep.
That's for dad.
Good call. A nice stretch, or is there something brewing for Alec Burleson? That's next on 101 ESPN. If you're concerned at all that you have a damaged roof, then you got to call my friends at the Happy Roof Company, because within 24 hours, they will have somebody out there to look at your issue when you call. So when you call 314-665-3001, have them come out to you. They're going to have someone to look at your issue within 24 hours. So if it's a leaky roof, a damaged roof, an old roof that you just want somebody to come out and look and see whether or not you need a new roof. Again, Happy Roof Company, they got to be your first call. If you need an entirely new roof, again, Happy Roof Company, they got everything for you. Residential and commercial roofing. They have free estimates with competitive pricing. Cost-effective solutions on flat roofing and metal roofs. What about the labor warranty? They got it. 10-year labor warranty on all shingle roofs. And over 50 years combined experience in roofing, siding, and gutters. You know that the heavy rains have already been here. We had another storm yesterday. If you do have an older roof and you've got damage, you may not even know about it. So call the Happy Roof Company before that small problem becomes a big problem. Again, 314-665-3001. Tell them Stalter sent you. TheHappyRoof.com. It's Happy Roof Company.
You look at the last 7 games, he's hitting .375, got 5 extra base hits, he's driven in 5. So you're seeing more out of him.
Swing and a drive. Burleson unloads. Deep to right field. It's gone.
You heard Brad Thompson. You also heard Chip Carey on the call. Bally Sports Midwest, a home run for Alec Burleson last night. A big night for him and a big night for the Cardinals, who have now won 3 straight. They'll go again tonight. We're waiting for the lineup so we can play a lineup game. But let's get into Alec Burleson. I'm sure he'll be back in the lineup again tonight with Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, I'm Anthony Stalter. 502 Your Time Check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. So is this a nice stretch or is this something brewing for Alec Burleson? What do you guys think?
I think
You're leaning.
No, I think it's kind of something brewing. I mean, we've seen sporadic offense out of Alec Burleson over the last couple of seasons, and his bat has played pretty well, but apparently this offseason, you know, he took his conditioning a little more seriously, came back to camp in a little bit better shape, and, you know, and Ollie, from what I understand, it kind of told him, hey, listen, kid, like, this is the time now, like, this is where you make it or break it type thing. And had discussed some things that he liked and didn't like. And now Alec Burleson is responding. Now, does Burley Is he able to find himself in the lineup every day or on a more consistent basis? Like, that to me is the ultimate question. He's producing, but it hasn't always been if you hit, you play for the Cardinals. At least recently. It's been a lot of, well, what's the matchup?
Right.
Which I was surprised yesterday. It was lefty on the bump, and Burley's left-handed bat. I didn't think he may not be in the lineup.
And he stayed in. They brought in a lefty to specifically get Alec Burleson out, and he stayed in the lineup. And that was the home. That was the home run he hit.
Which should tell you that he should be continuing to be rewarded for playing well. If you are 3 for 5 against lefties, against whomever, you should keep playing. You hitting home runs. Because that's the one thing that this offense has lacked is power, hits, getting on base. If you're
scoring runs, stolen bases,
keep going,
doubles, triples, singles,
sacrifice flies, productive outs. All of those things have been a struggle for the Cardinals. And so if you're one of the players that is having success, you should be playing every day. And the question then becomes, well, who's not playing every day?
Yeah, like, where do you put him? He can't be your full-time DH.
He has to be. And you're almost the injury to Wilson Contreras almost helps that, because you were kind of going back and forth between having him at DH and having Herrera playing, or now it's Pahis, whoever it is. With Contreras being injured, Burley can be your everyday DH, I think. But then you got to ask yourself, well, who's going to be out? Because is Nolan Gorman going to be playing second every single day if he's not hitting? Do you move Donovan to second? Where do these pieces fit? But you figure that out after you know one player that's in there for certain, and that should be Alec Burleson at this point.
You wonder, like, can Burleson find himself regularly in the lineup as DH/outfield/ first base? Like, I don't want to call
him outfield.
I don't want to call him a utility player. Because that's Brendan Donovan and guys like Tommy Edman.
But you're just suggesting, can he be a regular by bouncing around?
Can you find him a home in the lineup every day by rotating him around? You know what I'm saying?
You could. The only reason why I laugh is because Carey and I you might be in this group too, but I'll just be honest. Carey and I bitched about the non-stagnant lineup, and we keep bringing up the Braves. But you're right.
Have you seen the lineups all year, Anthony? Like,
first of all,
never looked the same.
First of all, step back. Let's just okay.
You step to me. You better be ready with some answers.
And you're looking at me a lot. I don't. Let's keep your eyes down. No, but
I tried, but you're wearing track pants.
Yeah. Hey, you're welcome. The idea. The idea is not, no, the idea is, thank you. The idea is sound. It is. You can move him around.
Well, especially like to Carey's point, if he's hitting the ball and you want to find a spot for him, but let's say for whatever reason Herrera profiles better to be a DH that day, or when Contreras comes back, I know it's going to be a while, but
in August.
It will be a while, but if Burley is playing as well as he is, there will be some conflict at some point.
Yeah.
So you wonder, Goldie's gotten a couple of days off and Burleson's played first base. I just wonder if there's enough spots out there to find, regular at-bats.
I think there is. Going back to Burley.
Let him hit. I don't care who's not playing, I think.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Just if you hit your play, you go back to that. But with Alec Burleson, you look at some of these numbers, whether you're standard or advanced numbers. I mean, the numbers are legit. The numbers are there. 113 WRC plus. He's got, I looked at his BABIP, which is another statistic. Hey, are you kind of catching some batted ball luck? Like every time you put it in play, you're getting on base when it should be outs. Nope, that's right around average. He's good. He's got 4 home runs. But you're right, Jamie. Does he get enough time to play to make this legit? Going back to the question, is this a nice stretch or something brewing for Alec Burleson? For right now, it's just a nice stretch. The difference between this, what we're seeing now, and guys that you can lean on, and I'm just talking about with the Cardinals, but in Major League Baseball, is do you do it consistently? Do you become a everyday player? Do you earn that right? Right now, this is just a stretch. Will he get enough at-bats and plate appearances in order to prove that he can be a starting player? But you're right. Carey, you brought up, well, what? Can you just put him in a spot where somebody's not hitting? Yeah. Why wouldn't you? You need offense.
You do. It's the one thing you've needed pretty much all season. And I will go back to even in spring training, Burley was hitting the ball really well. He did a really good job in spring training, and he kind of started out slow to start the season off. But I think that comes from, if I'm not playing every day, if I don't have a consistent role, if I'm not doing the thing that I do every single day. We saw that with Ivan Herrera when he was hitting the cover off the ball, and then he had to sit down for like 5 or 6 games. And Marshy said they took his streak away from him. He wasn't having as much success when he came back because you're not playing every day. This is a game where the repetition, seeing the ball over and over and over again, being out there every day, it allows you to have more success. So I think if he's playing every day, you're probably going to get the best version. I would say if he had played the way that they were playing Nolan Gorman up until this point, he would have much better numbers right now than he does. Yeah. So, it's just about getting those repetitions and continuing to do it. And if he's hitting, why the hell would you sit him?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If he's not in the lineup today, I'm going to lose it.
Well, that's the thing, is brace yourself, because that's the one part of Ollie's decisions, or whomever's, the committee.
It's Ollie. He said it. We put it on him.
Well, that's fine. And Ollie's decisions
fault.
to where I don't necessarily always get where the strategy is. And that, to me, becomes confusing. It's almost like overthinking it at times within their lineup. And where Burleson, he's hitting the ball right now, to Carey's point, you just find a spot for him.
Mm-hmm.
Leave him as a DH, and don't just, here you go. You're going to be the DH for the foreseeable, at least for the next 4 or 5 games.
Let's not overthink it.
Yeah.
I wonder if they start putting him at first base a little bit more, too, especially if Paul Goldschmidt does not have the season that we're all hoping he does, and they want to move on. If Alec Burleson then becomes your new first baseman.
Or if you just want to give Goldie a day as a DH.
That, too.
Say, screw it. Burley, go play first, and DH, Goldschmidt DHs.
If Goldschmidt's in the lineup, I would rather have him at first. Just my opinion.
What if he needs a day off his feet?
I would have traded him to the Astros a year ago.
It's too late.
I know.
Okay.
And that's, Carey, why we continue to talk about this organization screwing the fan base. Because they don't care.
They don't care enough to put a lineup out either.
It's 10 after 5. Anthony's had it with the Cardinals.
He started the show off with the red glasses, ready to go.
Lisa's tuned in here, and I think Lisa missed our segment yesterday where we talked about Skip Schumacher, Ollie Marmol, how there's really no difference in both of those guys. So, Lisa, I know you're listening now because you keep typing in Skip. How's Skip's season's going this year?
Oh,
Just out of
Jamie,
curiosity.
the team's been banged up.
Yeah, so were the Cardinals last year.
He should do what Ron
Yeah, but it's different.
And again, I'm not saying Skip is not as good or better than Ollie. It's just that he had one good year, and now look, he's got to the point where I think they took away his option year.
Hey, Jamie, I explained this to you yesterday. Ollie got lucky. Skip, that was legit last year.
Yeah.
Lisa says, OMG.
And now
She knows what's up.
And now, Jamie.
Yeah.
Skip is unlucky, and Ollie is showing his true managerial skills. All right? I don't know why I have to keep explaining this to you over and over and over again.
Skip needs to have a Ron Washington moment. Think I'm telling these guys to do this?
Yeah. These guys suck. Don't blame me.
It ain't my fault.
Works well. Yeah. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN because Ollie doesn't like you or us. We cannot play the lineup game because the lineup is not out. Maybe it will come out. If not, we'll talk sports here next on 101 ESPN.
Save money on your car or your home insurance. Allstate and the Bibb Agency, they are right there for you. And with Allstate and Tracy Bibb, you're going to get that personal attention from your agent. Most people that you call on the phone right now at the 1-800 number, they don't even know who you are or what your policy is. And not that they don't care, but it just feels that way. You don't get that great customer service that you know that you deserve. And sometimes when you're trying to file a claim, whether with your car or your home, it's stressful. You don't know what to do. You're trying not to lose money. You've paid good money to get the proper coverage, but you're not getting the customer service that you need. The Bibb Agency can change all of that for you. You call Tracy Bibb or someone at the Bibb Agency, they walk you through it. I've been there. My daughter was 21 years old on the side of the road, a fender bender, called Tracy Bibb. Tracy walked her through the entire process, and that is exactly what you need from your insurance agent. And you can get that from Tracy Bibb and the Bibb Agency. All you have to do for a free non-committal quote is give her a call at 314-328-4260. Again, that number is 314-328-4260. It's no fib. You're in good hands with Tracy Bibb.
It's time for the Fast Lane's biggest question of the day.
Time for the biggest question of the day here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers and Anthony Stalter. And here is the one and only Andrew Marsh.
I'm sure there's another one out there, but the only one
That's
in this...
Brandon Marsh, and he plays for the Phillies.
There is. From the 573.
Alec Marsh, he pitches for the Royals.
I didn't know that.
Brad Marsh used to play for the Philadelphia Flyers, too.
And Brad Marchand plays for the Bruins, although he is questionable again tonight.
And, Tyson Marsh used to play for the Chicago Wolves.
Adam Deadmarsh, another player.
Yeah, that's a stretch.
Oh.
Brandon Marshall used to play for the Bears and the Broncos.
Marshall
Dolphins.
Falk.
Marshall. You guys.
Anyways.
All right, we've had a dead end.
We get a question from
Justin Falk.
Justin Falk.
And then Daniel Marshall is in the snake pit. So
there we go.
There we go.
Full circle.
Perfect. From the 573, there's several consistent complaints I have with Ollie, but the number one complaint with Ollie is he, in caps, never puts together a consistent lineup day in and day out. Hasn't put a lineup out today. That allows the team to gel and build momentum and a steady, strong consistency as a team. Obviously having a consistent lineup is, what you want. But if guys aren't hitting...
Right, do you want him to stick with that?
Do you want him to stick with the consistency, or do you switch things up to try and change things up for the sake of change?
Look, Marsh, you're dead on here. I hear what the texts are saying. It's something that, again, Carey and I were complaining about. Jamie, I think you were there with us too. Complaining about the fact that this team doesn't run out the same lineup. Play your horses. Play your horses like the Braves. The thing is, the Braves have guys that are hitting. Ronald Acuna Jr. is not hitting well right now. He's off to a slow start. Literally everybody else is hitting in that lineup, including Orlando Arcia, the shortstop. So when you have dudes, you run them out there every single day. And I think if the Cardinals had dudes, the majority of the lineup was hitting, I think we would see a stagnant lineup. The problem is, Marsh, as you noted, you're dead last or bottom third or at least bottom 5 in all of the statistical categories offensively throughout the entire month of April and most now of May. So if he ran out the same lineup every day with no results, we'd be complaining about that.
But they almost pretty much were running out different lineups and not having the results. So it's kind of, 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other.
There's nothing you can do if nobody's hitting.
No question. Like you have to perform well, and they weren't. Now they're on a 3-game winning streak, and that's wonderful. Let's see if they can continue that. But it starts with guys getting on base and then bringing those guys around. Mm-hmm. And if you're unable to do that, and as you said, Jamie, earlier, they've been assisted this series. Hopefully they can continue to be assisted, but at some point they're going to have to do this thing on their own.
It's going to get a little bumpy coming up here.
At some point, they gotta have to put the work in themselves. So we'll see how well they're able to hit.
Yeah, I look at it and sometimes I just scratch my head because, to you guys' point, like, just let the guys go, right? But then from Ollie's standpoint, where you're just constantly under fire. Mm-hmm. And not that he should be listening to any of the media or the fan bases that are complaining via social media.
Oh, yes, he damn well should.
But I'm just saying, it's tough because if your team continues to lose and you're leaving the same lineup out there, then people get mad at that. Why aren't you changing the lineup?
Correct. Yes.
So it's a tough one.
It is.
You know what helps lineup being consistent? Guys hitting the ball consistently.
That's deep.
The other thing, too.
I thought so when I was thinking about it. Consistently hitting the ball can give you consistency in the lineup. But if you don't consistently hit the ball, you ain't got no chance. You got no shot, Anthony.
Yeah, you're right.
You know?
You're Carey, whatever your name is. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Consistent hitting.
You guys.
You guys
over there to my right.
You guys to my right.
What are you two? Hey.
Yeah, you guys are talking. The injuries also impact this too. One of the only guys that was hitting for you was Wilson Contreras. Then he got hit
by a bat.
By J.D. Martinez's bat and broke his forearm.
They told him to keep moving up.
Tommy Edman has been out and will never return likely. Dylan Carlson has been out. Was out for a while.
He might still be out.
Is he back?
He had a nice night last night. Come on.
He was
0 for 17 now. He has a nice night, and you crap all over it.
I know.
You're right.
You're 100%
I apologize. That was my bad.
Yeah.
Can you believe this organization? These listeners have been waiting for these damn Sounders to come back.
Right.
And the one day they get the Sounders, we don't have a lineup.
Yep. That's hilarious.
Put the lineup out at 5:54.
We'll have to speed through it.
What would you? Okay, so going back to the biggest question of the day, though, what would the lineup be right now that you would hope Ollie would just stick with?
The one that won the game the night before.
In all seriousness, because like 2 nights ago, and I'm not being snarky, 2 nights ago, when Mark was in the lineup, they scored 10 runs.
Do you want Mark playing every day?
Yeah, they're 2-0 when he starts.
Do you want him playing every single day?
When he is the leadoff, they're 2-0.
You did say hit you play.
That's a 1,000% winning percentage.
Yeah. All right. Then put him back out there.
Thank you.
Start him.
About time you came
around.
around.
Leadoff in
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know what your problem is with Mark.
Nothing. Clearly,
Did you see that base knock down?
Mistaken. My bad.
One of the key moments in the game, Carey.
My bad.
Yep. Leadership. Come on.
That's what you're looking for. Mm-hmm. Yep. One thing you missed.
Provides what your Tostito chip needs.
You said.
Anybody ever have that salsa, by the way?
No.
Which one?
Mark's.
Oh, no, I didn't.
No.
You ever had his cereal?
Carpos.
Carpos. They weren't Carpos. What the heck were they called again? Carpenter Crunch? No. Remember I bought you some?
You did. You did, because I kept calling it Carpos.
Yeah.
Never had that
Oddly
either.
enough, there were a whole lot of boxes available.
They were there?
Yeah.
That was during COVID, too.
It was,
When
where
the
everything
shelves-
was, the shelves were bare. Nuh-uh. The Carpos,
Carpos
they
were
were
there.
there.
Yeah, you did buy me those. I
Yeah,
don't know
I
where
buy
they.
it for you,
missing out.
BT, and meat.
That's hilarious.
Actually, going back to your question, I don't care what the lineup is as long as they win. Like, I don't know. I don't care how we get there as long as they win.
Yeah.
All right.
Because Matt Carpenter, I know we're kind of joking about it. Matt Carpenter does not have speed
Easy.
at the top of the lineup.
Not easy. You watch what you're going to say.
All right, never mind.
Be careful.
I'll pause.
The future Cardinals Hall of Famer.
Alex said good math, Anthony. Yeah, I'll do that math again. 2-0. 1,000%.
I'm proud of you.
When he leads off.
Proud of you.
Took him a couple of days to get there.
Yeah.
I got there, though, didn't I?
You did.
Well, you know what? The
So-
Mason win, Cardinals were 1-0 with him.
Is that 2-0?
It could be tonight. I mean, we'll never know, though, because the lineup is not out.
No, we'll never get that lineup. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. So tonight, the Cardinals play, we think. We don't know.
No, they definitely play. We just
No
don't know
lineup,
who's playing.
so, yeah. It'll be Lance Lynn versus Griffin Canning. Whoever's in the lineup is going to can him. If there is a lineup.
Yeah, I've been pretty impressed with Lance Lynn.
He's 5-3 with a 4.50 ERA and 12 career starts against the Angels. 2.64 ERA. Yeah, he's 1-1 with a 3.79 ERA. Draw on the start. He carried a 2.64 ERA into May before allowing 10 runs, 8 of which were earned on 9 hits and 5 walks in 9 2/3 innings in his last 2 starts. So he needs to bounce back too. Overall, though, Lance Lynn has been kind of what you expected.
What you hired him to do.
Yep.
Hey, we got another question from the 314. Can we get a prediction on the City match? City is taking on LAFC tonight.
Absolutely, yeah. We'll have a complete breakdown of that coming up next, and we'll also do bet the board, and 3 stars of the day. We'll just we'll save that still. We'll do bet the board.
We don't know what we're gonna do. We'll do something.
Hopefully, there's a lineup. If there's a lineup, we'll play a lineup game.
Nah.
If not, you'll get a complete breakdown of the City SC matchup.
Proud of you.
And also bet the board. Next on 101 ESPN.
Hey, it's Carey, and Window Nation is having their semi-annual sale, 50% off of all window styles plus 0% interest for 5 years. An additional bonus if you schedule an appointment now through May 31st. Window Nation they are truly window experts. That's all they do is windows. Their professional installation teams have over 10 years of experience, and they can install that window in 1 day or less. And the Window Nation windows come with a lifetime warranty. If you have windows that are leaking water, maybe they have condensation, they're moldy, rotten, they get hot to the touch, or you're just tired of paying the high utility bills for the heating and cooling, you need to call Window Nation. You can schedule a free, no obligation quote and reach out to them at 866-90NATION or go online at windownation.com. 96% of their windows require no follow-up service. They will measure that window 3 times to ensure proper fit. And again, the comprehensive lifetime warranty includes the entire window, including the glass. Reach out to them, 866-90NATION or go online at windownation.com.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals win over the Los Angeles Angels yesterday by a final of 7-6. They'll go for the sweep tonight as Lance Lynn takes the mound going up against Griffin Canning, 8:07 first pitch. If you missed anything from today's show, including our interview with Brad Thompson, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 mobile app. Just head to the podcast page. You'll find all of our interviews and full shows there. And it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Tonight, right here on 101 ESPN, we'll have the Dallas Stars taking on the Colorado Avalanche. Game 5 pregame starts at 6:30. We're still waiting on the lineup game. Once that comes out, we shall play it. But more Fastlane coming your way next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
One, two, three, four.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN with Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers and Andrew Marsh and Anthony Stalter. We're going to do Bet the Board since we're still waiting on this lineup game. I'm assuming at some point in the next half hour we will get the lineup. If not, it'll be confirmed. Not only does Ali hate us here in the Fastlane, he hates all of you as Cardinals fans. People that wanted to hear the Sounders today.
We'll just play the Sounders.
Ali knew it was going to be Sounder Day.
We can't just blindly play the Sounders.
No.
Carey. I mean,
no, Carey, no.
Just can't do that.
No, it's part of the lineup game. So
feels irresponsible.
We'll get it. I'm confident.
All right. Yes.
Cardinals have turned things around, and we're going to hear it.
Hey, so what happens here if we play the Sounders? Let's say the lineup game does come out, within the next 30 minutes, and we play the Sounders and they end up losing. Then what?
Well, deal's a deal.
That is true. No, I know. I'm not going back. I'm just saying.
So they would have still won the series. Won the series. Thank you. So we still got to play when we play a lineup game on Friday. Mm-hmm. We will play the Sounders that day as well.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm just saying because 2 days in a row.
Thursday off. I was like, are we Thursday? Still got the.
They're off tomorrow.
2 days in a row.
Here.
No Sounders. 2 wins in a row. Just saying. I'm saying it could be a predicament that we're in.
We'll figure it out.
It's something to think about.
Really?
I told you all what would be. They blame Chip.
Yeah.
Carey.
Yep.
Carey Davis.
I see.
Win.
Yeah.
We lose tonight.
Chip Carey Davis.
It's easy. Yeah. Kind of rolls off the tongue.
Yeah. I can see that.
Sure.
That's cool.
All right, let's bet this board. Marsh, what do we got for standings? How'd everybody do last night?
Everyone did pretty good except for Jamie. He picked the Vancouver Canucks. The Oilers won. Anthony, you are 7-3. I'm 6-4. Carey is 4-6. Jamie is 2-8.
My way. You lost a couple since I've been here, huh, Mr. Stalter?
Oh yeah.
3 in a row.
You lost 3. Oh.
I won 6 in a row, lost 3 in a row, won last night. There's that. A little streaky. Yeah.
Okay.
So last night, I thought it was a crime that the Cardinals were their team total was only 3.5. Shattered that puppy. Cashed that one early.
Okay.
They are 4.5 now with plus 102. So they got plus odds. I'm still taking it. Give me the Cardinals over 4.5 runs tonight against the Halos. So I'm doing the same play. Just need 2 more runs.
All right. I am going to do Lance Lynn over 4.5 hits allowed at minus 135.
What do you got?
Lance Lynn over 4.5 hits allowed.
Not a believer in Lance Lynn.
No, not at all.
Like a layup almost. It's like a free throw.
Have you seen the Angels lineup?
Yeah, I mean,
we know they won't get any bunts down.
Well, they won't. They may. They probably worked on it today.
Yeah, I guess they probably worked on it today.
Give me the Los Angeles Dodgers over minus 134 versus the San Francisco Giants tonight.
You have the Dodgers, what is it?
Money line, minus 134.
Got it.
They're pretty good.
Yeah.
Dallas Stars opportunity here to close out things at home, and they will. Dallas Stars over the Avalanche, -146.
Don't we usually have music in this segment?
Yeah, I know. It just feels weird.
Yeah, it does. It feels really
weird.
Yep, we do.
It feels really weird.
I know I've been gone a couple of days, but it's
eerie.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure I wasn't crazy.
Marshy's preoccupied looking for a lineup.
There it is. All right.
There we go. That feels better.
Yeah,
It does.
thank you, sir.
So the Bruins knocked off the Panthers last night to keep that series alive.
Panthers didn't wake up until the second period, though.
Yeah.
Ding dongs.
And then the Oilers knocked off Vancouver
with a goalie who'd playing in his first playoff game ever.
Yeah, to even that series.
Yes.
So that's interesting. But the Stars tonight can close things down.
Yep. And they will.
I would think so.
Playing in Dallas. Avalanche they're scrambling a little bit. Their goaltender's not good, and they, unfortunately lost Nichushkin, who's a big part of their team, and it was a sudden departure. So that's tough. We'll see what they've got. There'll be a big push. Dallas, in my opinion, when you go into these types of games, as a coach, you're telling your team, we want to be even or better after the first period, because the first period is when Colorado's going to come with a big push. Like McKinnon and McCarr and these guys are going to be going because they feel like you got to win back the series in the first period. So when you're the Dallas Stars, you just don't want to give away the game. Just play your structured defensive system, manage the puck properly, weather the storm. When you get your opportunities, try to make them count. But the philosophy usually is even or better after the first period, and then things settle down. Then you find out what the game is truly going to be from there.
Yeah.
But if you're down by 2-3 goals, then now you're chasing it.
Sure.
So.
And then tonight in the NBA, we've got Cleveland and Boston, which has been a more competitive series than I thought it was going to be. I mean, even with Cleveland losing that last game, it was 109-102. But
it's a wrap tonight.
Yeah, they're facing elimination. They'll be at TD Garden.
Donovan Mitchell is not playing.
The Celtics are 16-point favorites.
That's unreal.
Wow. And
it's
then
over.
Thunder and Dallas. Thunder's -4.5 against Dallas.
It's out.
Hey!
No.
I don't want to get emotional. Lineup game with Sounders next on 101 ESPN.
Johnny Londoff Chevrolet with the best inventory in town. Great selection when it comes to brand new or pre-owned vehicles. They've got so many great Chevy Silverados. They got the Equinox, the Blazers. But the new one that they've got is the all-new 2024 Chevy Trax, and they're an awesome vehicle. They really are. It's a great little SUV, redesigned body style at an unbelievable price. Price is usually starting around $21,000, and they're accepting deposits now to reserve your choice of vehicles. So that's a great feature that many places aren't offering. And also, you've got the Londoff Chevrolet warranty, the lifetime warranty on all new Chevrolets, most of their pre-owned inventory. The Londoff Pro Certified Lifetime Powertrain Warranty comes at no charge and covers a vehicle for as long as you own it. That means there's no mileage limits and no time limits, and you don't pay a dime. Londoff Chevrolet has two amazing locations to get you going. They've got the original one in Florissant, Missouri. They've got the new Londoff Autoplex located out in St. Peters, right off of Highway 70. Both places have great inventory and state-of-the-art service centers as well. So whatever you need, Londoff Chevrolet has got you covered. Please get in there, visit my friends, tell them Jamie Rivers sent you in. They'd love hearing that. But if you can't get there in person, get there online. Visit them at londoff.com or londoffautoplex.com. Are you kidding me?
Johnny Londoff Chevrolet.
It's the moment you've been all waiting for. It's time to play the lineup game. Tonight, Cardinals, Angels, Griffin Canning on the hill for the Angels. He is a right-hander. Boys, I know Mason Wynn led off last night, but I think Ollie's going right back to the well with the one and only Matt Carpenter.
No.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, come on. Hey, you call it.
Show us Marp.
Behalf of the veterans and new leadership.
Salsa, where's the salsa? No salsa.
Nice. All right. Hitting second, boys. Does it go back-to-back lefties like it did the other night? If so, this is Newt.
I'm okay with Newt.
This could be a similar lineup to the one we saw
Go
2 nights
Lars.
ago.
All right, let's go.
Let's go.
Newt, show us Lars, Taylor, Tetsui, Newt Bar.
What makes you think she's a witch? Well, she turned me into a newt. A newt. Got better.
Paul Goldschmidt.
We're on it.
Yep, Goldie.
Show us Paul Goldschmidt.
Gold! Rich with gold!
Use the old one.
I did. He has not been doing well lately, and I got
I love it. You're trying to get him
trying
going.
to spark him.
Going. I like that one way better than the new one.
I got a tweet asking to play this version, and so I respected said. I think it was Sweet Voice James actually.
Oh, I like that. Right. Nice. All right, show us if you guys are good with it.
Nolan Arenado. He's a Gold Glove winner and perennial All-Star.
Oh, listen to Mr. Gold Glove over here.
Come on.
All right. This is where things get a little tricky. Could be Gorman.
Should be Burley.
Could be Burley.
Could be Herrera.
If Marp is in the lineup, it's either Burleson or Gorman. We won't see both.
Well, Marp is probably your DH then.
Correct.
So.
Oh, no.
What do you want me to tell you, Carey? What are you going to put him?
You're going to let Burley not play?
No, he's in. You're right. He's in the lineup. He hit a home run last night.
He's going to be in right field.
All right.
Go ahead.
Show us Alec Burleson.
You know, kind of closed my eyes and swung at it and did what I wanted to do.
Burley to the rescue!
All right.
All right. Is this Herrera? Is he playing today? I would imagine.
I would imagine he is. Yeah.
In.
Yes.
And I think he'd be at the 6 hole.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I'm good with that.
Show us Herrera.
I'm just going to say this right now. I think Ivan Herrera is going to hit a home run right here.
Oh.
Marsh just literally called that at Ballpark Village.
Had a vision.
Wow.
Okay.
This is Mason Wynn. Go ahead, Carey.
7?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
Show us Mason Wynn.
No.
What were you thinking?
I was thinking Mason Wynn at 8.
Who are you thinking at 7?
I hadn't thought about it. You guys were so quick.
Sorry. Apologies.
It's okay, Carey.
Nah.
I forgive you.
Thank you.
All right, we got Newt and Burley that are going to be in the outfield. We need another outfield. We need a center fielder. Is Dylan Carlson here? 7? Had a good day yesterday, Anthony. Said it yourself.
He went 1 for 3 and struck out twice.
Well, Anthony said it, not me.
No, he didn't. He walked twice. Or he got a single, got a walk.
Did he strike out twice or walk twice?
All right. What? Yeah.
Sorry.
Show us Dylan Carlson.
Not great.
Struck out twice.
Okay, I apologize.
All right, we still need a center fielder.
Donovan. You need a second baseman.
Oh, it's Gorman then. Or is it Donovan?
I think it's Donovan because Gorman's on this line. You're not going to have Carr, Burleson, and Gorman all in the same lineup.
Why?
Because you need somebody to play.
You got to have Brendan Donovan playing.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Show us Brendan Donovan.
Donnie.
Thank you.
This headband's pretty cool.
I think this is Mason Wynn.
Now Mason Wynn. Yeah, go ahead, Jamie.
Show us Mason Wynn.
I'm watching the Futures game, and this thing's all over Instagram. It's like, this guy threw a ball 100 across the. That's awesome, but like, how many throwing errors does he have?
Shut up!
So is this Carlson
This
or
is super bad.
Okay.
Show us Michael Ciani.
Michael.
You're not Michael Phelps. You're Michael Cera.
All right.
Let's
go,
All right,
Marsh.
go ahead,
There
Marsh.
we go.
Run it.
Leading off. DH, Matt Carpenter. Batting second, right fielder Lars Taylor Tatsui Nootbaar. Batting third, first baseman Paul Goldschmidt. Your cleanup hitter, third baseman Nolan. Batting fifth in left field, Alec Burleson. Batting sixth, the catcher Ivan Herrera. Batting seventh, second baseman Brendan Donovan. Batting eighth, the shortstop Mason Wynn. And batting ninth, your center fielder Michael Ciani.
Back. They're fair! They're fair! Go fair! I don't believe what I just saw! Home run!
All right, I don't even know who's winning, because
I'm winning now.
You're winning now. All right, go ahead, Marsh.
Go. Yeah. Go.
I'm taking Lars Nootbaar.
Okay, Jamie? I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Woof. I'm going Goldie.
Goldie.
Yeah.
Is Carp a 3 or a 2? He a 3.
Carp
He's
is...
a 2.
Should be a 3.
Was he?
No, he's a 3,
Is he a 3?
I think.
Okay.
Give me Matt Carpenter.
Carp?
Yep.
All right. Oh, man. Give me... Nolan Arenado.
All right.
I don't have a single home run yet. So, Arenado, sorry.
Cardinals don't have a lot, so don't worry about
Sorry, Arenado. Okay, time to play Eat the Streak.
I want to hit baseballs.
All of my successes depend on me.
You're ready to hit.
The hits just keep on coming.
And his first big league hit is a bullet up the middle.
All right, Marsh, what do we got?
All right, we have Hayden back.
Right.
Our streaks. I have a streak of 3. Carey a streak of 2. Jamie, Anthony, and Hayden, all with a streak of 1.
All right, Marsh.
All right, I'm going to go with Alec Burleson and get another base hit.
Okay.
Give me Mason Wynn.
Win for Carey. Hayden.
Cooper is 1.334 OPS against this guy.
The Newt is off the board to Hayden. Welcome aboard, Hayden, by the way. Sorry, moving quickly here. Jamie?
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, I'll go. I'm doubling down. Goldie.
Okay. And I'm going to double down with Nolan Arenado. So there you have it. Jamie's got Goldie. Hayden, our listener, has Newt. I have Nolan Arenado. Marsh took Burleson, and Carey with Mason Wynn. Hayden, good luck, man.
Can't wait.
All right. Thank you. There you go. Nice job, guys.
All right.
Wow, we
all
did it.
picked Cardinals.
We did it.
I don't want to be the bearer of bad news here. Not always good.
No, it's not. It's not at all.
Yeah, we did that, though.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Right. Nice. Come on, we've won 3 in a row.
We got a compliment from Swan. You cooked a 5-meal course. That was a fairly clean lineup game, gents. Again, once again, that's from Swan.
Thank you, Swan.
Not a bad effort, really.
Not a bad effort at all. Nice job.
We were under a lot of pressure, too.
Ton of pressure.
Yeah, that was really quick because obviously we got to get out at a certain time.
You got a message from the 618 says Sounders are for teams above 500.
He's been petitioning for that.
Actually.
But we have way more people petitioning for the Sounders.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess if you look at it from last year's perspective.
Democracy in effect, as far as I'm concerned.
We wouldn't have had many Sounders at all.
Marsh.
See?
20 games under.
Marsh.
They never have them again.
Marsh makes the rules on this, on the Sounders.
Yeah, I make the rules. And I'm definitely not listening to the 618.
618. You're okay with me.
I agree,
Most
though. I would
times.
love this team to be over 500.
Alex.
Push back on that.
Alex from the Snake Pit also says, I'm with the 618.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think you might have more people agreeing with that than you would think.
Well, maybe we'll just have to, I'll have to put my another poll out there.
Put your poll out there.
Yeah.
Like on Twitter.
Yeah. Put another poll out.
Yep.
Yeah.
See what people think.
And then everybody can jump on your poll, and we'll see. We'll see what happens.
We'll certainly see who likes it and who doesn't.
Yep.
What are you guys leaning towards? What do you think the
I'm not going to
results will
check
be?
out your poll.
I'm with you, Marsh. Whatever you introduce the Sounders, I think you should call the shots on that.
I think you've worked hard on the Sounders, so for that reason, I love that you get to play them.
Yeah.
I think they're outstanding. However, it's like rewarding bad behavior.
Yeah.
You got kids, right? They do certain things, and then you give them candy anyways. You're rewarding the bad behavior. Playing that is rewarding the bad behavior.
You got to reward them at some point.
3 stars, Marshall.
All right, our 3 stars of the day. The third star is going to go out to this poll that I'm going to put out.
Good call.
Our second star of the day goes to BT for joining us.
BT.
And first star of the day, despite what the 6-1 hate says, it's the lineup Sounders.
Yeah, there you go. Nice job. All right, that'll do it for us. We got Stars and Avalanche pregame starting at 6:30 right here on 101 ESPN. For Andrew Marsh, for Carey Davis, for Jamie Rivers, I'm Anthony Stalter. Appreciate everybody tuned in. See ya.